Hello, welcome back. We are here. I've never paid the winners of the last Gamba. I'm sorry. I don't know why my window keeps resizing itself in Streamlabs. I feel like I have to fix it every stream. Wait. Who won? Okay, hold on. It was Nickel against Rosenthal, and the prediction was who will win this segment. It was Nickel. Nickel won the segment once again, as they have with every segment. There you go. Congratulations. All those hard-earned channel points. So we got 2 sets left to play. Craig will be joining me, I believe. And which match should we watch? We have watched. I still want to watch some Fleischer. Let's watch some Fleischer Simpson. It was requested earlier that we watch David Granger, and I think that's actually a good idea. We haven't seen them play. They're a top tier partnership, Granger and Wooldridge. They've been playing together a lot, so they're well practiced. They also play 2/1. So I think that will be a good table or a fun table to watch. It also might be the case that they will end up playing against John Hurd and Kevin Bathurst, who a long time ago were teammates of Wooldridge. I mean, maybe only John Hurd. Well, Hurd was Wooldridge's partner. I think Bathurst might have played on that team at some point. Question. Winner of this tournament represents the U.S. in the Worlds, but didn't the U.S. send 2 teams last time? How's the second team? So I was informed that for the World Championships, which this is an off year for World Championships, the U.S. only gets to send 1 team. Every country gets to send 1 team, though. So this isn't the same as like the zonal laws where, let me actually, while I'm thinking about this, pull up the chat on YouTube, because sometimes I forget to do that. And then people start talking and I just don't, and I don't pay any attention to the YouTube chat. I mean, Twitch chat is much more interactive, both from a viewer perspective as well as from a streaming perspective, but I don't want to forget about you if you are over there asking questions. So for example, the Bermuda Bowl, every WBF zone gets a certain number of participants. So like North America, I think, gets 3 participants for a WBF zone. And those have been allocated to the countries in the region that can send a representative. And that's basically Canada and the US. And it's been allocated that the US gets 2 representatives and Canada gets 1. And Europe, for example, gets 7 or something that they can allocate among the countries. So there's the big European championships where you select the top 7 teams or whatever from that process to go play in the Bermuda Bowl. For the World Championship years, instead, it's just every country gets 1 representative, whatever that means. Canada plays off against Mexico for the final spot. Great, thank you. That sounds like something that might happen. But yeah, hopefully
I think Bermuda actually is included in that group also.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure that there's, I don't know exactly where the zones are and how it works, but that's kind of the idea, that for the Bermuda Bowl, there are zones that the WBF has decided, and those zones get like some number of representatives total, whereas World Championships, it's just 1 per country, but every country gets to participate. Welcome, Craig.
Hey,
I have to admit, I don't understand the meme that you sent me. So, were you
it's not a
trying to...
meme. It's just something. I'll tell you later because it's not really fit for a public channel. No, it's just something that I saw in my neighborhood out on a walk.
I thought... So I thought the intention was to take a picture of like a garbage truck And
No, no, the graffiti on the wall is what I was calling your attention to.
oh, okay. I see. Got it. Got it. Well, Simpson has once again been penalized, and for the second penalty, it has also not exceeded one full imp. So they were first penalized like half an imp, and now they've been penalized an extra three quarters of an imp to get to a total of minus 1.25.
Huh? So, that's weird. So I see the adjusted score, but it's weird that the correction column is still showing zeros.
Oh, is it for you? For me, I see the minus 1.25.
So let me try refreshing it. Oh, of course, because I'm looking at the wrong round.
Hmm.
All right, let's see. Yeah, okay, now I see it. I see, but the adjustment from whatever the ruling was is not in that column. Man, rough set for, I mean, I guess not that rough, minus 22, but it felt really rough for Rosenthal.
Well, I mean, two diamonds rewound is a board. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, I didn't think too deeply about it, but that pass seems really, like, was Chris hoping that the opponents would rescue him? Because, like, I feel like, passing and hoping that they're on the same wavelength seems really risky in a brand new partnership.
yeah, I mean, also, again, I just have the sense that Chris has not been doing a great job of adapting to a new partnership. That has been my feel the entire event. Um,
Yeah, I think there's probably something to that generally because I know in the past when he's formed like new cycle partnerships, like he was forming one with Rosenberg when he and I were living together, and it was hours and hours on the phone, months of writing up notes and all that. And for a one-off, I'm sure he didn't do anything like that with Gavin, and maybe just that's what he needs to really feel at home with a new partner.
yeah,
Again, like he and Gavin practiced some. Dana told me that they'd done a bunch of homework, but it's not the same as forming a serious professional partnership to play with in the next year of events.
yeah, that's certainly true. And, we've kind of brought this up, and of course, all the praise necessary for Gavin on this, that he has adapted very well to the new partnership from what I've seen, and seems to do so with basically anyone he plays with. So he seems like an excellent partner. If you have the chance to play with Gavin, definitely take him up on it. So Nichols won every segment in their match. Um, Fleischer has kind of shown that it is possible to beat them. They've lost two segments so far in this match. I think they might have lost one or two segments so far in total in their previous two matches. But Nickel has looked very good. I mean, difficult match for Nickel against Juicer in the quarterfinals a couple of days ago, where
Yeah,
it came down to the wire. But since then, I mean, against a very strong Rosenthal team, they have showed up.
yeah, and Nickel Fleischer was always the most likely final of this event.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so on that
Um,
note, I was thinking, since I haven't watched like any of the Fleischer matches, that we should check them out for this set. They're also closer,
yeah,
so the matches may be a little bit more interesting to spectators.
yeah, I mean not that close, obviously, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I think we'll take a look at Granger and Wooldridge, since I have yet to see them play. And Joel
Yeah.
was, for a while, a really good friend of mine. But I lost all of my friends when I quit playing Pro Bridge, so uh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a partnership that um, doesn't play a ton, but they've played together, over a period of many years. So I think they probably know what they're doing pretty well.
Hmm.
Like, Joel had played with Johnny Hurd for so long, but Obviously that partnership I think is now a thing of the past. So maybe going forward, he and Granger will play a lot more. I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call from my office, so I'm going to hang up on you briefly and join you
Okay.
hopefully very soon. This should just be a minute.
All right, Dad's gone once again. Time to bust out the booze. Matches have started. Let's see which table we can find. Head over to the other room. So Hurd and Bathurst, Granger and Wooldridge. Joel not wanting to sit in the same room as John Hurd. So Joel is generally quite a slow player, is one thing to keep in mind. Came in late, 2 diamonds redoubled, was not alerted, it's not conventional. I mean, I'm sure that Gavin and Chris weren't on the same page because they ended up going down 3 in a redoubled contract, but I don't want to dwell on it too much. I mean, these things happen in new partnerships. So Diamond by Bathurst, 3 clubs by Joel, favorable, despite 6-3-2-2. Decides to make the club preempt. Catches a pretty good hand from partner who, decides that despite having 14, just not going to be close enough to bid a game, even with the diamond stoppers. We've talked about this possibility that it's when you have a long-running set or long-running suit, you really want to have quick tricks on the outside, aces and kings. So the Queen of Spades is not really carrying full weight if Granger was thinking of bidding 3 now. King of Hearts, King, Queen of Diamonds also not carrying full weight. How do you get 0.4 and 0.75 imps? It's some sort of penalty or director ruling. I think the time penalties tend to be in amounts of quarters of imps. So, like 2.25 or something would be a time penalty. So I'm not sure about the 0.4. It was probably some sort of alternative ruling on a hand. Diamond to the ace. Looks like Declarer might be able to just barely squeak by on this one. The defense can cash 2 spades and the ace of hearts, but a heart loser can go away on the king, queen of diamonds, and Declarer can pull trumps. I do agree with Aragorn from earlier that getting a mild slap on the wrist of like half an imp as a penalty is not really a penalty for going over time. But as a player, it kind of makes sense to me. Like, we didn't really have time penalties in the past when I played, which, I mean, whatever. Like, that's a side discussion to have, but so it looks like Declare is actually able to pitch 2 spades. Bathurst decides not to cash the ace king of spades, kind of reasoning that his best chance to beat it would be to give partner diamond rough. Back to the point.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. So I was just talking about time penalties and whatnot, and I think, like, I mean, I was never in a situation where time penalties even existed when I played, so the fact that
they just weren't given.
Yeah, right. They were never given, and so the fact that the time penalty is like half an imp or 1 imp, effectively being irrelevant to the score of the match, makes sense to me if they're keeping with that statute, but I just don't, like, why would you even implement them if it's just going to be a slap on the wrist?
Because I think they do accelerate, right? That we were seeing penalties in some other matches that were, they were getting substantial. They were getting into double-digit territory, and that's real.
Yeah.
Like the first 30 seconds being 1 imp is really the equivalent of giving a warning, but like clearly they can't add up.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? So which match are we watching? I don't have any.
Bathurst Hurd, Granger Wooldridge. It is the closed room, I think.
Indeed it is. Thank you.
So Hurd opens a heart on his balanced 10 count. Takeout double by Granger, 2 diamonds, good raise by Bathurst, 2 hearts by North. Granger decides, despite having perfect shape, vulnerable past hand partner doesn't want to make a second takeout double to imply extras because he's not looking for game. Pass around to Wooldridge, who doubles, which sounds like penalty to me.
I mean, it sounds like cards to me, right? Because he's under the heart bidder.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Granger's decision not to bid again. His partner can and will act if it's right. I think, Joel is marked with some heart length here since Kevin didn't make a higher level heart raise. So, Joel's hand is whatever it is, and he'll do whatever he does. And the red-white, right? Which is not a great argument for bidding without partner, voluntarily doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so talking about time penalties, the first year they ran the Platinum, the winning pair actually had a time penalty, and for a moment it looked like it had cost them the event. Mm-hmm. And then there was a score correction to put them back into first. And then the following year, the directors, they were, again, in time trouble because they were a slow pair. They're just like, we're so sorry, sir. We're sure it's not your fault. So there's definitely that effect, where the penalties before everything was on tablets were not applied uniformly, which is one reason they were applied so rarely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, East just bid 2-no, pick a minor. I mean, I guess he could have tried 2 spades to play in a 4-3, but just decided partner probably had a 4-card minor, which maybe isn't a reason why Joel might have just chosen to defend. This might be like a little more of a match point type action.
Well, I feel like Joel's double was penalty, and Granger just decided to pull it.
Maybe. It's a pretty aggressive penalty double. I mean, I guess they are stuck 75 imps, or 74 imps with the adjustments. No, 75, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well...
yeah, it's true. Maybe it's a chance to make something happen, but man, the opponents are non-vulnerable. Are you really getting rich against 2 hearts doubled?
It's true. Yeah. I mean, Joel knows John better than anyone at the table, I'm sure. Even though Hurd and Bathurst have been playing together for a handful of years, Joel and John played together for over a decade, I think.
Yeah.
And
yeah, for sure.
So he probably knows John's tendencies for these types of opening bids and might think, look, this is one of these spots where John could be hyper light for this action, and maybe I'm just gonna collect 300 or 500.
Yeah, I mean, maybe and maybe similarly, he knows that red white, that Granger would be somewhat sound for this takeout double opposite of past partner.
Yep.
Because they've also played a lot of bridge, over a long period of time. But yeah, it's all possible. But I don't know. It really feels like a pretty extreme action.
It does look like Granger did well, because even if Declare mispicks the heart suit, he, with the ace king of spades on side, he's still going to be able to make 2 hearts doubled.
Yeah, he has 7 top tricks, even if he gets the heart wrong. 2 clubs, 3 hearts, and 2 diamonds. Mm-hmm. So he just needs 1 extra thing.
Yep.
And the queen of spades is probably going to be it.
So spade bleed.
Yeah, so this is kind of an annoying hand to play. And I guess you can just try to rough some parts in the east hand and just figure it's going to, you're kind of conceding a minus, but you're going to score a bunch of tricks along the way.
Well, but we aren't, right? We have no entries to rough hearts. I mean, we can...
Well, we have 2 entries. We have 2 entries, right? Ace of hearts, jack of spades.
That's true now, yeah. So spade goes around to the queen. We know spades are 3-3 from the carding. Or 5-1, I guess, but...
Right. I can safely discount that possibility.
Club switch.
This feels natural for the defense, but it's probably not great.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah,
Bathurst just wants to prevent heart ruffs. So, and Hurd
right.
probably feels the same way. I think this is going to go Queen of Clubs, Ace of Clubs, Club.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah. I mean, everyone knows that Joel has four hearts, but they don't know he's four triple three.
Right. So, how many tricks is Declare going to score if this defense happens? He'll get two clubs. He'll get the Ace of Hearts and three spades, and the Ace of Diamonds.
And that's probably it, right? He doesn't have any possible eighth trick.
No. So that'll be down two.
Yeah, so it yeah, feels like probably a small pickup for North South.
Yeah, if two hearts was going to make, then seems like a good spot to have.
Yeah, so it'd be three imps if it's 110 for their counterparts.
Now, I think it's possible East West pick up on this hand because either if Granger makes a second takeout double of two hearts, or if this sort of thing happens and North South get wise and decide to go after them, they can pick up quite a large number.
That's true. If someone had taken a shot at three clubs, now it's going to be eight imps the other way, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or seven imps? Eight? I don't know. Seven or eight? I think you're going to just eight.
Okay, this is clever. Joel has made a nice attempt here because let's suppose Joel had Jack fourth of hearts and a high diamond. Then, if Hurd plays the king here, Joel can get back to his hand a couple of times to duck out his partner's ace third of hearts and, set up the jack. So John is facing a bit of a problem. I mean, he's staring at the singleton queen of hearts and dummy. Just for anyone who's wondering, like this is what John Hurd is looking at, and he's tanking about whether to play the king of hearts on the queen. This is a really nice attempt by Joel to score an extra trick. He kind of gives up on playing for 3-3 diamonds by doing this, but he might suspect that diamonds are pretty unlikely to be 3-3. Oh, he has a full count.
He knows they're not 3-3.
Yeah, he knows they're not 3-3 because he knows North has three spades. He knows North followed to three clubs and North has five hearts. So, yeah, this is just like his only chance.
Yeah, the diamonds are... And I think, complete count because he knows South is exactly three hearts, so...
Yep. Yeah, so well spotted by Joel to give this guess. Now...
Yeah, and Hurt's... Sorry.
I think John should be able to work this out because, that layout I'm positing where Declare has Jack fourth of hearts and one diamond, he can get back to hand twice to knock out partner's ace of hearts, but he won't have a third entry to get back to cash it. So the defense should still come out ahead there, which means I think John can win the king of hearts and exit a spade passively, and this will work out fine, but he is thinking about it.
Yeah, and Hurd, he's a kind of player who can take a lot of time in positions like this. Like, he's not one of these guys who's slow on every board, but when he's slow, he can be really slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so two diamonds in the other room went down a trick.
Yeah, so that means if three clubs goes down two, Fleischer is going to pick up a few imps on this one. Speaking of pick up a few imps, let's get a prediction up.
Yeah, so the three imps that I was guessing they would pick up, although not in the way I thought they would. I thought North-South would at least fit to two hearts. They probably never took a call.
Yeah, because North had a balanced 10 count.
Right, they could have come in on the second round of the auction when two diamonds was passing out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or after two diamond preference, whatever, they did have another chance.
Yeah, long tank from Herd here. So, is it possible that West has King, Queen, third of diamonds and the Jack, fourth of hearts? That would give partner Ace, third of hearts, Queen, third of spades, nothing in diamonds and nothing in clubs. Ace, third, Queen, third. There's no way he would bid two diamonds with that hand, right?
Sorry, I was voting. What hand are you positing?
Ace, third, Queen, third. So Queen, third, Ace, third, four small, three small. We wouldn't be bidding two diamonds over the takeout double.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so that would be the only concern if we play the King of Hearts, is if partner held that hand, then declarer does have the three required entries in spades and diamonds to both set up the heart. He plays low!
Oh.
Joel!
I mean, this feels like one of those positions where the longer the guy thinks, the more likely he is to get it wrong.
Yeah. But, oh man! What a player. And then Michael's philosophy. Once the opponents have made a mistake, you insta-claim against them to let them know that they've done wrong. Saves 3 imps. Well done.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
So diamond by north, pass by east, spade by south. Joel's gonna stay out of this one. We'll see a no trump by north.
Yeah. We'll see what South does. Probably invite with hearts, and they hopefully won't get to a heart game from their point of view, but they might well.
I don't. Yeah, so I think South is less than invitational. Oh, South has showed this hand as an invite. 5 spades, 4 to 5 hearts, invitational. I mean, opposite the garbage that Herd is opening, this hand feels like a not an invite to me, but it's probably close. The fact that you have a singleton club and 3 cards in partner's minor might push it over the edge.
I think also, though, when you have a way to show your exact hand, that's worth a little bit in the auction too. So overbidding, very slightly, but doing it exactly is probably a good strategy.
Yeah, that's true as well. When you have some sort of gadget to show the hand type, it's not necessarily about like trying to create a swing position, but you believe that your gadget is good. That's why you're playing it. So finding an excuse to use it is quite helpful.
Yeah, well, even just more simply, when you use it, like one of the problems with light bidding is you can just have trouble finding a good spot. But here, if you use it, you don't have to worry about that because the gadget guarantees that you do find your best spot.
Right. So 3 hearts should pass out.
Yeah, I think Vather certainly has no reason to bump this.
Well, he's giving it a look. So, like, let's think about partner's hand, right? So we know partner has a minimum with...
Well, let's just suppose partner has 1 ace. Like, and some normal, terrible opening bid like Herd often has. Is game worthwhile opposite that?
Could partner be 1-3-5-4? If partner can be 1-3-5-4, I don't understand why we're thinking so long.
Yeah, with that, would partner pass 2 spades and, try to survive it, or would he correct is a good question. I mean, so when I play this method, I play 2 hearts to show it, which caters to that particular problem.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there's some reason why they want 2 hearts available for different use. Probably as a 2 no trump kind of bid.
Yeah, good point. Allow people to play a minor 2 hearts. Could be a variety of different hand types.
Yeah, which is nice because an opener can either bid to know himself or bid two spades as a puppet to know Trump, and you always write. I guess you don't always right side it, but opener can always decide how to side it, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a nice play by Joel ducking this ace here. Declare wants to set up a spade, so no reason to help him.
Yeah, and both opponents, so both East and West, have given true upside down count, but it's kind of important for Joel to give the same signal as his partner, because if Granger had given false upside down count and Joel had given true upside down count, Declare would know someone's false carding. Right. So anyway, spade to the 10. Joel has to win the ace now. And he can count out the hand, so he basically knows Declare has a diamond guess. He can put him to it immediately, or he can kind of passively exit something.
He doesn't know that Declare has a diamond guess, right? John could have king queen.
Yeah. But basically, like,
there's nothing he can do. But,
yeah. It doesn't hurt if he leads the 10 of diamonds and Declare guesses correctly. There's no way for Declare to somehow, like, we can't lose the ace of diamonds from there. But he can also just passively exit a spade, for example, or a club.
No, but we could lose the queen of diamonds, right? If he plays ace in another, Granger has an entry in the king of clubs. Declare can't get to dummy.
Ah, that's true. That's true as well. Yes.
If we play the 10 and Johnny figures out to go up, he can exit with the club.
Yeah, it looks like this is equally effective. We've now scored our... No, it's not equally effective.
You still get a trick in the end anyway, because Declare only has 3 pitches for 4 losers.
Yeah. Okay, so Declare will get his diamond guess after all.
I think he'll probably get it right, because Joel was, reluctant to switch to one. That probably... Yeah, let's see here. Nope.
I don't think he's getting this one right, and he does not relatively quickly. Joel had the ace of clubs, so often you just play for split aces. Spades. Yeah.
Well, and very 2-to-1 split aces anyway, since Joel had already put 2 of them on the table.
Yeah, exactly. But it was for over tricks.
Yep.
So relatively flat set. The actual only difference so far has been that over trick on the first board that Bathurst gave up in the hopes of beating the contract. 2 passes around to a heart from West. Hurd has nothing to say, so we'll see Granger bid a spade. Bathurst is like, they bid my spade suit. Hurd's like, they bid my heart suit.
Well, and at some point, they may start doubling, because this is a pretty unfriendly hand for East West.
Yeah, so 2 diamonds from West, and I wonder what Granger does over 2 diamonds.
I think 3 clubs, natural, non-forcing, applying longer clubs, right? He's a passed hand, so there's no force suit issue.
It's true, he could do that. He has a bunch of options. Yeah, so I was thinking past 2 diamonds might be the call.
You're a little nervous about having a hand that's a little bit close to an opening bid, but I guess he against that, that it's a pretty bad misfit for your side.
Right. The misfit does hurt.
It landed in the best spot. Partner's sitting over there with 2-5-4-2 with ace doubleton of clubs. Now 3 no trip is probably playable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If partner does have help in the club suit, then you may well have missed a game.
Yeah, it's a narrow target, but also 3 clubs might just be your best spot when you only have 6 diamonds between you. So that's, you kind of have 2 ways to win if you make that bid.
Right. Yeah. So club lead to the ace, and the 10 of clubs is Rusino, but that doesn't mean Hurd couldn't have been leading a singleton, so Bathurst doesn't actually know. Wow.
Yeah, so he's looking at all the spots, so I think he actually does think it's a singleton, right? Because it would be normal to lead the jack from Jack 10 doubleton. Rusno leaders normally need 3 against suits. Maybe they have some non-standard agreement, but the standard Rusno agreement is that on a doubleton you lead the high one, and everything else you lead second highest.
I mean, I'm sure that Hurd has made his normal opening lead.
I'm sure too, but it's an unusual Rusno application the way most players play it.
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly it's false carding, but who knows? And I think if Kevin returns one, then we'll know that Hurd was false carding.
I mean, I'm not so convinced. Like, how do we get 6 tricks on defense against this contract?
I mean, for one thing, you would just start by leading a trump, right? Try to stop a heart rough.
Yeah, I mean, the worry would be if partner did have the singleton club, now declare has an entry in clubs. So, like, you switch to trumps and declares, like, LOL, thank you. Ace, king, queen of diamonds, diamond to partner's jack, run all of the clubs, pitch all my heart losers. Okay, he does correctly judge to switch to a trump.
Yeah, so Joel probably just wins to take his heart rough, figuring that whatever's going on, the defense, it can't be, like, I guess it could be better to duck the diamond and have them win and return one, but often it won't be. Like, here it won't be.
I mean, it does kind of matter on how the defense goes. Like, if declare is allowed to play double dummy and the defenders aren't, we might have a spade entry to the clubs.
Sure.
Declare leads the 8 of spades out of hand, and when North follows low, he sticks in the 10.
Yeah, or the king though, right? He's all to guess at that point.
Right, yeah. So you're right that flying ace of diamonds and then going ace of hearts heart rough not only scores a heart rough, but we also get to cash the queen of clubs to pitch a loser. Mm-hmm. The thing is, the queen of clubs discard often isn't going to be helpful to us because we're going to have... I mean, the 5th heart is likely going to set up at some point. Like, if hearts are 4-3.
That only gets us up to 7 tricks, really. If we can take 3 diamonds in hand and a rough, that's 4. 1 spade is 5. Ace of hearts is 6. Queen of clubs is 7. And there isn't really an 8th at that point.
Yeah, so declare might feel a little bit better about sticking in the 9 of diamonds here. And if we get lucky and it forces a diamond on her, maybe North has king, queen, 3rd in the suit. So returning a diamond would give us 4 diamond tricks to go with 1 spade is 5. The ace of hearts is 6. Maybe the long heart sets up, or maybe we can actually get to dummy to cash that queen of clubs later.
So in the other room... They did bid 3 clubs, and with the jack 10 of clubs dropping under the king and queen, they were able to make 10 tricks, so a little more comfortable than the 2 diamond contract here.
Mm-hmm. So he does stick in the 9. Now, Hurd with king, queen, 4th. Oh. I was going to say Hurd with king, queen, 4th will feel pretty good about just returning a diamond to kill dummy.
Yeah, this is a surprise to me as well.
But, okay, counterpoint, he also doesn't know that Declara doesn't have another club in hand. So he's worried about the club suit. He returns a diamond, and now Joel goes, LOL, thank you. Diamond, diamond, diamond.
True.
And then he runs the clubs.
And for all he knows, the king of spades could be an entry without a guess. Joel could just have the ace.
Mm-hmm. So Joel knows about the diamond position, I think.
I don't know, because the seven might be consistent with like 7-6-4, or maybe even like 10-7 low or something. And then John would have the king queen third that couldn't return one because it blows a trick.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I think it's pretty unlikely John has king queen 10 fourth and won the queen here.
Yes, that I agree. That's true.
So that should mean that Joel
Just no.
knows he can collect the diamond suit by going ace and then jack.
Right.
All right, Heart Ruff will now cash the club queen, find out the good/bad news.
We can pitch a spade on this and then a spade on the next one.
I'll probably pitch hearts.
Oh, his hearts. Never mind. Yeah, of course, because he can knock out the ace of spades.
So we'll pitch another heart. North gets to ruff. Cash
This
the
is just
queen of
down one now.
hearts.
Yeah.
And on the queen of hearts, Bathurst will give a signal in the spade suit pretty clearly. So if Bathurst gives an encouraging signal, John knows to switch to spades to get another club through. And if Bathurst gives a discouraging signal, he'll know to play another heart, letting his partner ruff.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, that club through doesn't even matter, right? They just have the ace of spades and king of diamonds left to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this is totally fine too.
Yep. So,
I guess this will be a few imps to the, I guess 2 imps to the Bathurst team, right?
I will
No,
make a note.
5 imps to them.
Important point.
Yeah.
Herd's Jack of Hearts says partner don't ruff this trick.
Right.
If Herd wanted to try and promote a trump trick, like if he was sitting on Jack of doubleton of diamonds now, or I don't know, 8 doubleton of diamonds, I guess, he would have led back the 7 of hearts so that his partner would always ruff.
Yeah.
Good way to communicate there.
Yeah, that's been that actually, kind of it's really like not a human convention, it's just a piece of logic.
Mhm.
I think that may actually predate contract bridge. I think they may have played that way, in the Whist days.
Yeah, well, we had a euchre player come in earlier. So, I mean, I don't know how often that sort of thing could happen in euchre. You get what, like 5 cards per hand or something? But I suppose it's possible. All right, spade up to the king. Did you duck your ace? They did not.
That'd be a fairly unexpected play.
Yeah,
I don't think Johnny would duck the setting trick there.
probably not. All right. So East-West getting to the wrong fit, kind of, on this one, at least based on the breaks and the minor suits. 5 imps go the way of Fleischer.
Yeah, so 80 imps with, 25 boards to go? It's getting, getting to the point where it's going to be tough for Simpson to get back in without generating some action. Like, sitting back and playing good bridge is probably no longer good enough.
Yeah, well, here might be an opportunity. I mean, doesn't seem likely, but if Joel has a penalty double available, he'll probably use it.
Yeah, he probably does, right? Because against a pair like this, you really need that double available.
Yeah, so he does double for penalty.
You can't let them open a no trump on anything when they're white red and go down 50 a trick.
So Herd will be happy to run out to clubs, whatever his system is to do that. Yeah, as Michael says, sitting back and playing good bridge is just a better strategy when you're playing against a team who might make some mistakes. The Fleischer or Nickel or Rosenthal or Simpson team even, um, aren't going to give up a whole lot. So you really have to make your own opportunities.
Well, that's it. Like, you need ADMs to migrate from their pile to yours. Against a bad team, a lot of those are going to come naturally, and maybe one or two come because you just do something better than them, even if they don't make an outright mistake. Yeah, against a team like this, they don't migrate unless you go over and drag them.
Yeah. Yes, the
Yes,
partial
yes.
imps are due to some sort of penalties of some kind.
Yeah, one ruling that I guess was some kind of split adjustment and one outright time penalty. So Granger, you know, I guess he has to pass, but he's got to be feeling a little nervous about having this perfect takeout shape, and his partner often won't be able to act again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Against
would double of
years
three clubs
when
been takeout? Probably, right?
I think so. Three clubs shows a lot of length in clubs. South has at least two of them. Partner's got a balanced hand. So when do you need this to be a penalty double, right? Like, how often are you going to have even as much as on a third in clubs and make a light penalty double?
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically never.
Yeah, but as you say, I mean, his hand's good in terms of playing strength. 4x1s are exceptionally good playing strength hands. Unfortunately, his honors just aren't good. Like, it would be so much better if we had like a king and a queen as opposed to a queen and three jacks.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he can act, but he's got to be super nervous about getting stolen from. If Joel is sitting over there with a balanced 17 count with king third of clubs, I think the auction is just over. Or worse, like king doubles into clubs in a four card major,
Well,
or even a five
Joel
card
doesn't
major.
think so, because he's thinking.
Well, he also knows that he's got short clubs across the table from him, right? Like, again, he has three of them. Hurd presumably has, approximately six, maybe seven. Bathurst is at least two.
I wonder if the fact that partner didn't double makes it more likely that we have a big diamond fid as West, and that's what Joel's thinking about. He's like, well, okay, partner has like a singleton club, but he didn't want to double because he doesn't have support for both majors. So he's worried I'm
Right.
going to bid his like two card heart suit. So he might think Granger is over there on like 4-2-6-1 shape or something.
Yeah. Here, even 5-4-3, one of the diamonds is a really good point.
Mm-hmm. It would be hilarious if like the only way to get, I mean, obviously a takeout double from Granger would have put Joel in three diamonds, but if
Right.
if it's easier for Joel to get to diamonds when he passes, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so he does eventually let it go. So this will be at least a duplicated contract. The other room also played three clubs.
Yeah, they had the exact same auction in the other room.
Yeah, these things, like fashions come and go. So artificial doubles were the vote for a while, and then people exploited it by opening super light no trumps non-vulnerable because no one could tag them. And then people responded to that by playing penalty doubles again.
Yeah.
The pendulum eventually will swing the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, if you can never go for a penalty, you absolutely should be opening insanely light no trumps non-vulnerable and just stealing the opponent's games. I mean, the ACBL has made it quasi illegal. I don't know what the USBF's rules look like, but it just as a game theory strategy with any methods allowable is clearly correct.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss your own game once in a while or you get too high because partner takes it seriously, who cares? Some of the time partner just has it covered. I'm not saying do it on a 10 count, but you can do it on a 13 count, and probably in a long run expectancy it's a winner.
Yeah, and Declare has played this hand actually quite nicely and quite carefully after that Queen of Spades lead, which has blown up the spade suit. To
Yeah, Declare. the eight of spades would have been a useful card if Granger had not led one.
Right. Yeah. So three clubs does make
I
up
mean,
both
totally,
rooms.
yeah, totally automatic lead. I think, you know, through the opponent's strength with a no trump bidder in South and into partner strength, having doubled the no trump, just unlucky.
Yeah, you want to be leading from your strongest suit in that spot. And so spade
Yeah.
was automatic, as you say. All right, Joel does not like his balanced 11 count, vulnerable, so he passes around to Granger, who will probably open his 10 count in third seat.
Maybe. I mean, with four cards in the majors, like you do have the strong clubs, which is nice. I don't think it's totally automatic vulnerable. You don't want to open this hand, find out that it might have been a pass out, and you know, and go minus in a major super partial.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
So
maybe
where's the
one
alert?
thing that swings him is because they're playing the short clubs and I believe transfers over it. He can find a 4-3 spade fit or 5-3 spade fit easily.
That's true. That kind of goes both ways. It's harder to find a 5-3 or 5-4 club fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
automatic
like
redouble.
you open these 2+ clubs and your partner always still leads clubs, right? Like the partner doesn't look at this and is like, ah, partner opened a club, but it might only be two. Time to lead a diamond against whatever contract they get to.
No, but he's often going to be a little more conservative about competing.
That's true. Yeah. Um,
I mean, I think it's totally normal to open the East hand. I just don't think it's a complete no-brainer. Like I think there are some downsides to opening this hand light when when you don't have either major.
mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Meanwhile,
after redouble from West, North, having heard the takeout double, decides to bid both majors, spades and then hearts.
so we'll see if Joel decides to get shot at this one. With a maximum and Trump's locked up.
This one feels a bit more risky to me than the previous one because, like, here partners in third seat. I know he's vulnerable, but that's always scary. The takeout double implies that they might have lots of distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, double now would be penalty from Joel.
Oh, having redoubled 100%, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Having redoubled and bid no Trump.
So he does pass it out. Granger leads the club king.
Yeah, so what's your plan? You probably just lead a diamond to trick two and then just see what happens and, figure out what to do the next time you have a decision?
Yeah, I think the plan is to just cash a bunch of diamond tricks, pitching spades, and like try and cross ref some things.
Yeah,
So
if he has diamonds on the side and they can push a heart through, that's okay too, because now you have three diamond winners.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so now Joel has to switch to spades. I mean, nothing else to do. 9 of spades, middle of the hand. I'm guessing they play 0 or 2 higher.
Yeah, pretty common, even if you don't play the trick one.
Mm-hmm. So spade to the queen and ace. Granger, I think, knows the spade position.
Well,
so does
also
Declare.
knows a lot from. Yeah, I think everyone knows a lot from both this card and for the no trump bid.
Mm-hmm. So there's a spade to the king. Joel is going to play back a spade, hoping that his partner has the jack and not Declare.
Yeah, although David might have played the jack if he had it, right?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, that may be what he's pausing about, but I think it's. You just can't play another card looking at this dummy, so may as well try it.
Yeah, so presumably we'll see now a club rough. Oh, I guess this is, might as well just play some hearts since now everything else is kind of ready to go.
Yep.
if this holds, you just cash the ace, and even if they don't split, you're just losing two trump tricks.
So probably a club tapping dummy is what Joel's gonna do.
Yeah, is there any reason to play trump back here? Feels like that's probably just a give up play.
Yeah, on a trump back, declare could just win the 7, ruff the diamonds good, pull another trump, and then run the diamonds at you.
Yeah.
So club tapping dummy makes sense. This way, just, I mean, there's not really anything that the defense can do to beat this.
It'll cash the ace of hearts now and just play 2 diamonds, pitching his last 2 clubs, and that'll be that.
Okay, let's think, though, because when hearts are 4-1, so he does cash the ace of hearts. Now 2 diamonds, pitching 2 clubs, and so now we can play another diamond and effectively cross ruff.
Yep. Yeah, so we can, Joel pitches, we can ruff a spade with a 7, and the 9 of hearts will be the last trick.
Yeah. 110.
Yep. So.
Nicely played from Hurd, and I'm sure Joel's happy that he didn't double, given that result.
So we got some big hands floating around here.
Yeah, East gets to open a spade, and Joel has a big hand. Queen doubleton a spade, solid heart suit, 15 count. I'll start with 2 hearts.
Declare has 13 tricks as soon as he gets the lead. But no slam since there's 2 cashing clubs out there.
Right, so Bathurst is going to have to carefully listen to the auction and figure out whether or not he needs to make an aggressive or passive lead. Because East-West are going to bid hearts and spades, basically.
And they'll probably just subside in 4 spades because they'll be able to figure out that they don't have club control. Or 5, possibly, but I don't think there's any chance of wandering into a bad slam.
Right, yeah.
If 2 imps is 2 imps, you can save his side a little bit by getting off to the right lead against whatever contract they land in.
Mm-hmm. So 2-no trump by Joel. Nice bid at IMO just to conserve space.
Yeah,
you don't need to bid your 4-card minor here. You can just wait to see what partner does. If partner bids 3 clubs, now you bid 3 diamonds, and you've kind of showed your hand. You're balanced with hearts and diamonds.
Yeah, and the future of the hand is in spades, hearts, or no trump. So, bidding diamonds would really sound like a lot of shapes, since diamonds is kind of known to the partnership to be unplayable even at that point in the auction.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this auction hasn't really gone well for East-West. They weren't able to explore for slam. If Granger had the same hand with the king of clubs, I don't know if he would have bid differently.
Yeah, and this is one of those kind of classic 2-over-1 hands that I talk about a lot, where everyone has a little bit extra and no one ever gets to bid it because the system is so designed just to make cheap horses at every opportunity.
Right.
West might have tried 3-no trump over 2 spades since he has a 14 count, but he doesn't have stoppers 15 count. He has the strength for it probably, but not the hand for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where Bathurst might have to guess whether to make a passive or aggressive opening lead. And he's gone with the aggressive opening lead, which has worked out well this time. But that's what the auction sounds like. 2 hearts, 5-card heart suit and dummy. And then West rebid 4 hearts, which indicates that West wanted to play 4 hearts opposite heart shortness. So West has a long running heart suit. We need to get our tricks quickly. That's why Bathurst led a club away from the king as opposed to the other unbid suit, which would be diamonds, away from the jack.
So I'm going to quibble with that comment very slightly, which is I believe 4 hearts was a cubit in support of spades. I don't think it was an offer to play.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because you've already bid 2 no trump, so your hearts are limited to 5. I guess maybe it's playable. Partners rebid his spades, bid them 3 times, rebid them twice. I don't think that 4 hearts is stopping off to offer choice at that point.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, then East-West had a good auction, right? East knew that they were off 2 clubs. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. So 4 spades making 5.
Yeah, so seems pretty sensible. But yeah, I think, Granger maybe gave fleeting thought to bidding three spades over two hearts, but I think you want your spades to be just a little bit more solid. But it's not crazy with ace, king, 10, 9, 7th, and an ace.
Mm-hmm.
It would also kind of solve this slammishness problem. But yeah, Joel making this light cupid, assuming that's what it was, also solves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2/1 is just really bad at that exact hand type, like everyone having 15 or 16.
Yeah. So Fleischer has made some better, I guess, part score decisions on a couple of these deals. They picked up another 5 on one of those previous boards where,
Yeah.
remember, Hurd got to 2 hearts and played it very carefully to make it, despite the bad heart split. King Jack 4th offside. Fleischer ended up pushing their opponents into 3 hearts on the hand, which Rodwell happily bid, knowing that he had a 4-4 fit. But that contract sailed down 1 with the same bad heart split at that table.
Yes, that's the 5 most recent imps on Fleischer's side of the ledger.
Okay.
So 1 heart transfer, 1 spade. Let's see what this explanation is.
Yeah, so I know Michael's excited to see this because he said that he and Granger play a lot of the same conventions, and so the 1 spade showing 2 or 3 pieces with a weak no trump is, I guess, a little bit more common now than the traditional transfers over club where 1 spade would promise 3 card support.
Yeah. And maybe that makes sense. Like, showing exactly 3 is just pretty rare. Opening it up and sorting it out later maybe makes some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Having 1 no trump be, presumably natural, but some, like clearly directional no trump hand, I would assume. Or maybe not. Maybe 1 no trump is just something else entirely.
So West was able to
play trick 1.
Yeah, West was able to bid 2 hearts, and they found their 4-4 heart fit. Diamond lead at trick 1, as you say. Joel seems to like doing this kind of stuff where he really puts the opponents to difficult guesses in these spots, and he does it fairly quickly. Like earlier when he led towards that stiff queen of hearts with ace 4th in hand, and now where he's played a low diamond immediately from ace jack 3rd, the concern for Bathurst might be that if Declare's clubs were not, so solid, he might need to win the queen of diamonds if Declare could have started with 10 doubleton and then just cash a couple of clubs, and Declare wouldn't have a useful pitch by taking the diamond finesse. But
of course, we can see here that if he had gotten wrong by going up with the queen of diamonds, it wasn't really going to help Joel in any way.
Mm-hmm.
But it still makes makes life hard. I don't think he just ducked it, figuring that it was better for his communications.
Yeah.
Presumably he'll play a spade now.
That seems natural.
Yeah, I think you probably at some, like, you're not going to delay trumps too long, but once you're over there with your 1 non-trump entry, this seems like a good time to use it for a spade play. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will point out, there's just a lot of high-level technical stuff going on with a lot of the carding, but Bathurst did something that was really, I think, quite good by returning his low diamond instead of the queen. If he returned the queen of diamonds, it might look to Hurd like he started with queen 9 doubleton and would then feel obligated to try and cash the king of diamonds when he got in. Now Hurd knows that Declare's roughing, but he can kind of work out what the right defense is, knowing that Bathurst actually had a 3rd diamond here.
Right. In fact, he has chosen to give Declare a rough, but it was in possession of full information instead of guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, this hand has gone okay for Declare, but not great with all his phase offside.
Yeah, he doesn't know that yet. Yes. So.
Right, of course, his trump spots are very good, so he knows as long as he can keep roughing stuff, he's only ever going to lose 1 trump.
Yeah, it's a good point. The defense, if they only get 1 spade and 1 heart from here, Declare will make it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think if he can kind of revert to that plan where he just gives up another spade um, and the defense, doesn't touch trumps or only leads trump once, he'll be fine. He's got two tricks. The queen of clubs will be three, even if the defense leads a trump. Uh, Actually, North might score that queen, and then they might still get the spade if they shift to a trump now.
Yeah, I suspect. Well,
I think a
on
trump lead does beat it now.
no, I mean, like a trump lead won't beat it if declarer guesses what's going on, which I think he will, because he can take a roughing hook and spades against North.
Oh, right, because he would then solve the queen of clubs entry at the end of the hand
At least that's my cursory
or
glance.
trump entry.
I feel like, but I do feel like declare might end up going down because let's say Bathurst returns a club, okay, which he does. Declare is going to win, and declare might be hopeful because that spade went to the jack in North's hand. He might try and cross in trumps and lead another spade to the 10. And
Choice. Yep.
and so then Hurd, I think, might then exit a heart, and declare will then effectively not be able to set up the spades, and he can't rough both clubs. Ooh, he exits the 10 of spades. Maybe the 9 would be better, but he exits the 10 of spades. So Hurd wins the queen. It still looks to me like the defense comes out ahead.
You think? I'm not so convinced. So, what's his best exit here?
Um, so let's say he exits the 7 of hearts.
Well, I was wondering if the queen might be better to force Declare to win it in dummy. I mean, the 7, Declare will win it in dummy, presumably. But
If he exits the queen of hearts, declare has a high cross ruff.
oh, right, he's got it. Yeah, yeah. So let's say he exits the 7 and Declare goes up. And now Declare roughs a club.
Yeah, so he over roughs, but he
And now he
can't
can't play another
pull
trump.
another trump. Yeah. So is there
So
nothing that he can do?
yeah, I think that's going to be the last trick, right? Because the defense will still have 4 trumps in dummy and 2 roughs in. Oh, wait a second. But he doesn't have anything else to rough with. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. You can just rough the last club and that'll be that. Dummy will just be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so well, what if he tries. And a spade is obviously no good because it's the same cross rough. A diamond, same problem. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, I guess declare is just always making this. I thought there was some potential for the defense to score a club trick because declare wouldn't be able to rough enough clubs, but I guess that's not true.
I mean, if they had played trumps at every opportunity, Declare would have to play to set up spades, but he can do that.
Yeah, right, exactly. And he might have gotten it wrong because, again, he might have hoped that a spade to the 10 would have just forced the ace on the next round. Everyone's asking what the 2.5 spade alert
Oh,
is.
if you have not figured it out for yourself, I have.
I mean, I assume that it's like some hand that is not good enough to bid 3 spades.
Right. Yes, it would show 4 trumps in a hand that's too good to make a simple raise, but not quite good enough to make a jump raise. Kind of nice treatment because that's like I assume it's something like 14 with a singleton or something like that, which is a really awkward hand without that.
It feels weird though because then this one spade bid kind of has to be forcing, right?
But it is anyway if you could often have a 2-card spacesuit.
Okay, that's true.
So once you're defining it that way, you might as well cram some other stuff into it.
Wait, but why would that be true? I mean, like, what is partner supposed to do with king, queen, jack, fifth of
Oh,
spades and
partner's
out?
like five spades and a Yarborough. Yeah. Well, but with that hand, he would decline a two and a half spade bid anyway. He wasn't going to make a game try.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting, interesting. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Or maybe maybe there is just some hole that you pay off to once in a while, but that's probably the logic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well played by Declare. As you say, maybe the
Yeah.
defense could have given him a bit of a tougher time in this one. We did see the score flash up for just a second. Other table got to play one spade on the east hand and made just in plus 80. So Simpson picks up an imp.
William Simpson.
Diamond by Hurd. This is not an overcall from Granger.
Probably not, although you got to be tempted, right? Just given that your hand is so good.
I am honestly never tempted to bid a four card suit. I think I've done it like 2 or 3 times in my life. I'm sure I'm undervaluing it, but okay. All right, he does overcall.
Yeah, as you know, I do it quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm just trying to balance things out, you know? You might do it a little bit too much, and I do it way too little. Double showing 4 or 5 spades.
Yeah, and one of the really fun ones is when you do it on this and the opponents actually can make three no trump because the hearts are four triple three around, but they never figure it out.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
actually can chop your opponents out of a game that's part of the big.
That's true, that's true.
And I think the real reason to do it is just you have a good hand, your suit's good enough, they probably can't nail you. And if you don't bid now, you're probably totally frozen out of the auction.
All good points.
I mean, maybe on this hand, no, because you can make a takeout double of spades. For
Well,
red white, that might force you to the three level, and here you can just get into the one level.
yeah, I mean, Granger was happy to do it, so he now gets a constructive raise in hearts from his partner.
Yeah.
Transfers over basically every double. He'll bid 2 hearts. I think generally, like sometimes you have a hand that can bid 2 no trump, but generally when you have a 4 card suit, you should just always default to bidding 2 hearts. Like, yes, Granger has a 13 count, and you might be like, oh, cool, partner has some values, maybe we can make game. No, just bid 2 hearts. Like, you've already overstated the value of your hand.
And Joel only showed an 8 or 9 count, give or take, and he's a passed hand anyway, so their game possibilities were non existent.
Right. So
Yeah,
Jack of
George
Diamonds
just
lead.
said that he had an old fashioned single raise. It didn't show a ton of high cards.
Mm-hmm. So Jack of Diamonds
So,
lead, which Declare is going to be thrilled to see.
so this is still not great for Declare, even though he has a diamond trick, right?
I mean, everything is splitting the way Declare
I
wants.
guess, yeah, he has, yeah. I mean, he has 7 top tricks and only needs one more. Now, if the opponent's starting clubs, you can probably just arrange a club rough.
Well, I think you're going to just get a bunch of club tricks per force now.
Oh, well, yes. When they do this, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 club winners on that holding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now Declare can pull all of the trumps.
He might play trump back to his hand, trump to the king diamond, not to dislodge the ace of spades. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so let's see. What can go wrong? Trumps are 4-2, so we don't pull the last trump. We play a diamond. They get a club rough, but we score an extra diamond. So it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, the problem is if we draw 2 more rounds of trumps now and then play a spade to the ace for that diamond play, then they catch 3 spades, or we just catch our clubs and give up on the diamond.
Right, yeah. I mean, either way, it comes to 8 tricks. This
Yeah.
seems like As good an
But
attempt as any.
yeah. But yeah, and here if spades were, well, I guess if the hearts split, then it didn't matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh, we've stolen it. Now we can pull it. But, okay, obviously, Hurd thinks that his partner's out of trumps, so of course he ducks that diamond.
Oh, well, wait a second. We forgot something.
We did?
Well, maybe not. So maybe on this kind of auction. So there's a previous hand where they made a Rusino lead.
Mm-hmm.
So normally Rusino would be often partner suit. I wonder if there's some ambiguity about it with partner suit being a minor that's often fake. I don't know. It's possible that Hurd thought that Kevin just had the Queen of Diamonds.
Yeah, it's possible. I think they've been playing together
I don't
long
think it's
enough.
super likely. Yeah, I don't think that's super likely, but you know, it would give that a little more context.
So we
Well,
have like, what is this? 19 highs, and we're on a finesse for a grand.
uh, are we on a finesse for a grand? I thought we were on a finesse. So in seven diamonds, they can lead a trump in the heart finesse. I
It's
guess maybe the heart finesse is still good enough at that point.
it's true. I guess it's close. Yeah, six diamonds could
Close.
go down.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Seven diamonds could make on a perfect hand.
What? I mean, okay, so partner opens three diamonds from Joel's seat, and he's just like, okay, cool. Like I'm planning to preempt, and then they overcall three spades on your right.
And this is interesting. So in Louisville, I played, and I think this is a not standard agreement, but something that a bunch of people play. Four clubs by South showing clubs in a major.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because, like, as a natural overcall, it's kind of useless, right? Like, anytime you have a hand that's worth bidding four clubs, your target is three no trump. So using it as a Michael's non-jump does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So
Here, of course, would work out great in a different way because it would just hit his partner's, four clubs and support for either major.
okay, Joel bids five diamonds. So, question one, are we going to see five spades? I think the answer is yes. Question two, are we going to see six diamonds from Granger? I think the answer is yes.
So, yeah, and Hurd might just double this, yeah.
Hmm. Michael
Yeah,
thinks
partner
double.
can still bid, but I think double too, honestly. Partner can do whatever he does, but your hand doesn't look like a commit to the five level hand. It looks
Okay,
like
okay, okay. Hold
partner,
on.
it's okay to act hand.
Are we blue carding this? I think we are. No. Joel says
Oh,
no.
I see. Because we're happy if they bid out to. The problem is we're not happy if they bid out to six clubs. I don't think. So
Well,
we don't
okay, but I
very happy
mean,
if they bid out
like,
to five.
you don't play them to have a rescue in a suit they haven't touched.
Yeah, at the slam level, it's true.
Yeah.
How are they? How are they doing here? Is this just totally cold, even with a heart off? I guess it
Yeah.
is, right?
It's okay, hold on. It might not be so automatic.
There's some work to do. I mean, the Nine of Hearts dropping is nice because now you don't have to worry about the fourth round of hearts. Like that'll be a pitch for a club, so we can draw two trumps.
Wait, this is more complicated than I originally thought.
I don't think so, right? We draw two trumps, take a heart finesse, rough two clubs, pitch the last club on the long heart, and lose a club at worst.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we're trying to make 11 tricks, not
Yeah, making six is more complicated, but making 750 or 550 is pretty trivial.
yes, 550 is easy. So, what happens if diamonds are 3-0? Okay, we take the heart finesse
He's going for it.
immediately. So North wins. He's got to return a trump, I'm sure.
I think so, yeah. What else can he do? Like everything else can wait, trumps can't.
All right, so we win the jack, we rough a club. heart to the 10, ruff a club, ruff a spade, ruff a club, ruff a spade, pull trumps, claim. We have 12 tricks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess we're a little bit at risk for this heart getting rough, but even then, who cares? We're still going plus.
Yeah. Yeah, but now it's just a claim.
Yeah. Yeah, just need to survive this low. I guess he actually could have roughed that high.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 12
Oh,
tricks.
sorry, he's south of called spades. There's no reason to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the other room, North opened a diamond, and East West still found their way to the 5 level in diamonds.
I guess the reason not to blue is maybe he just knows Granger for that third seed opening. Like, yeah, obviously he had a really heavy hand, but maybe his hand could be just totally ridiculous the other way.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. I haven't been watching them all tournament because everyone keeps voting on watching Gavin. Silly chat. So I'm not that familiar with their preamp styles in third seat. What's blue carding?
Yeah,
It's the redouble. Redouble is a blue card.
Yeah, I feel like Gavin's a good table to watch seeing all four hands, but a less interesting solo cabbage just because he's so down the middle.
I'm really happy we saw that Silverstein hand with
Yeah.
breaking, not like breaking up the double squeeze, but preventing partner from making a defensive error. That was really sweet.
Yeah, that was only kind of half watching because I was doing some work, but I caught that. Once you got so excited about it, I had to look over and see what was up.
Yeah.
So three spades, presumably, just do whatever you do, game try. Like I think bar bids are dead.
Mm-hmm.
No one plays. Like if West had acted, three spades would be competitive, but when both the ones are passing, no one plays bar bids.
Yeah. So South looked at his hand, says, "I have 6 high card points. Let's bid game."
I think he looked at his hand and said, "I have an ace and a singleton. Let's bid a game."
Yes. Queen of Hearts lead. Kind of as expected, but this is going to make Declare's life a bit easier.
Yeah, and the hand is unbelievably friendly in that not only can you pick up the spades, you can't not pick up the spades.
Right. Although there's a little bit of
Yes.
work to do on like a diamond lead, for example, where Declare might have to like lead away from the King of Hearts because he only has one dummy entry in the diamond suit.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's going to be no trouble.
And you could try putting in the 10, but yeah, obviously it won't work as here.
Mm-hmm. So Joel is going to switch to a club, I assume.
Just play some other trump.
He could, yeah, he could.
If partners' hearts were shorter than Queen Jack 10 9 fifth, that might be the winning play.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, like, how much?
But suppose Johnny is over there, 5 spades and 4 hearts instead of 6-3.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, it feels like, where are we beating? Like, and also partner can have the jack of spades or something, but I guess not, because then that would give Johnny a really sketchy 3-spade bid. But it's like, yeah, like, where are we beating this hand, partner? If one rough is all Declare needs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe partner is king third of diamonds, so we can take 2 diamond tricks somehow. That's possible.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're giving Declare an awfully small number of values for the 3-spade bid, but
Well, not really, because then on that he might have the ace of clubs instead of even ace king of clubs. How about something like king jack fifth, king third, queen third, ace king doubleton.
Right, but now the clubs are...
Now the club, yeah, now the queen of clubs is a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just always hopeless.
Well, Hurd has a rough to start loser, taken a spade finesse. Joel popped up with the ace. I mean, he has a bit of a trump guess. Okay, he does just lay down the king. Oh, I see. He didn't actually have a trump guess. This is better because if diamonds are 3-3, then he can pitch his club loser. Had the opponents taken the club ace, he would have had a more difficult problem.
Right, there's kind of two ways to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now he's just gonna pitch 3 clubs, hoping someone is squeezed between the ace of clubs and the jack fourth of diamonds. And then not fall back on diamonds being 3-3 and just cashing them out.
Yeah, so I have bad news for Simpson fans because 6 diamonds got doubled in the other room. That was an exciting auction. We'll pull that up once we... the play of this hand is over, right? There's no squeeze diamonds or 3-3. Yeah. So a diamond by north, 3 diamonds by east, 3 spades by south, similar start to the auction, 5 diamonds by west, pass, pass, double by south, pass 5 spades by north, just to play, pass, pass, and Fleischer now bid 6 diamonds, which got doubled, and Rodwell on lead. Hold on, I'm just going to click this button because I don't want to analyze it. A trump is the only lead to defeat 6 diamonds. He led the queen of spades. It was all over.
Wow. So Chip made, how much is that?
1090.
1590 or something? 1090.
Yeah, 920 plus 170.
Right, yeah. Yeah, they were non-vulnerable. Wow.
So Joel should have redoubled, is the point. I think he still loses 3, right? Isn't it 1,000?
No, 5 redoubled with an over trick is better than 1090.
Is it? What is it? Is it?
I think it's 1,200.
Oh, it's 12...
I think 800 plus a 400 point over trick, right? Or is the over trick only 200?
The over trick's 200.
All right, let's see.
Rob is right. When has that happened? All right, it's 1,000. Yeah, so he would have lost 3 only. I mean, we didn't analyze what 5 spades doubled would have gone for. Bathurst opens a 14-7, good 14-17, no trump. Stamen by Hurd, 4-4 in the majors, game forcing maybe with 9. 2 diamonds, no major. I guess we're about to find out if Hurd thinks this hand is game force. He does. Oh, so Michael, as a mathematician, you guys set up those inequalities correctly. You do 6 diamonds less than 5 diamonds redoubled plus 1 less than 6 diamonds double. You jam the inequality all into one line.
All right, so what's going on here in 3 no trumps? So,
good question.
So Declarer's got 8 tricks in the majors because if he plays, well, I guess he'll play the ace of hearts first, so he won't take 4 heart tricks. He could take 4 heart tricks, but he will not. I think he's still okay, right? The spades split so that, well, he's got the restricted choice gets in spades, so it would be kind of embarrassing to lose a trick in each major with 8 tricks available.
Yeah.
If he picks the spades up, I think he's fine, right? Because he'll take 4 spades, 3 hearts is 7, and 1 trick in each minor. And he might just play on diamonds and take an extra trick there.
Well, he can't give up the lead, so he needs to take
Oh, right, right. I hadn't seen how badly the club split.
I mean, I wonder if he ducks this. Is it so weird to duck this trick? Maybe it's pretty weird.
I think with four of them, it's not that weird. With three, it would be kind of weird.
Because East doesn't have an entry, so like if we win this trick, we have no idea what our target is. Like it could be right to duck diamonds and play for 4-3 clubs, and they get a diamond and two clubs. But we're risking going down against this layout. Whereas if we duck the trick and West doesn't continue, so we don't score our king, now we have like a bunch of time and we're taking diamond hooks into West's hand. We'll see what Bathurst does. I think it's reasonable to play for either, to play low or to win. And somehow, like, ducking makes me feel a bit more in control of this as declarer. Bathurst agrees. Because presumably Joel's just going to continue clubs. Like, the queen won. So we'll find out about the club split.
Yeah, I think playing the jack is safe against any layout at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe catch the ace.
Well, I kind of wonder. I mean, Joel does have a pseudo entry in that queen of diamonds. But he might feel like he doesn't have a true entry, and so he might like switch to spades or something is possible. Or hearts, even.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about the East-West lead agreements. Is it possible that the 10 is any holding other than singleton 10 from Joel's point of view?
Not from
right?
Kevin ducking. No. There's no way Bathurst would duck with king third. And there's no way Granger wouldn't play the king.
From king 10 double 10, and if he had king 10 low, he would play an encouraging one.
Yeah.
He wouldn't play the 10.
Mm-hmm. So I'm certain Joel knows the club position. And it looks like Bathurst will make this. He has 3 hearts, 3 spades, and 2 diamonds if the opponents don't continue clubs, and then with the spades splitting. I suspect he'll know about the 6-1 club split by the time he has to play on the spade suit, so he's not going to take the quote-unquote percentage play in spades when an honor pops up on his right. He'll probably play for the split. That's my guess, anyway. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We don't know what Joel's going to do on defense.
Right. Yeah, sure. Like, if he, like, you know, he knows an awful lot about the distribution in the other seats by the time he gets to that point. Again, we can also play on hearts first and find out what's going on there.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he will kind of find out about the heart position, which might indicate that West is more likely to hold 4 spades and make it so that hooking the 9 of spades will be indicated. But he should probably know about the 6-1 club split based on how the defense has gone. Like, if Joel exits a spade here or a heart. I mean, the queen of hearts exit, he might be able to hook the 8, I guess. Pick up 4 heart tricks.
Mm-hmm.
But then he can't take a diamond finesse. I mean, things are a little complicated for Declare. I think he's going to make it. That's my prediction.
Yeah, and at this point, it almost doesn't matter. They've got 18 boards and 100 imp lead. Like, I think it's quite possible there won't be a fourth quarter of this match.
Yeah, they could concede that before the final segment. I feel like
I think
that's very
like,
possible.
yeah, and I don't know exactly, what Simpson would, because like there's a little bit of, it's not really fair if they play one match, not the other, because one team gets to go to bed early. But I feel like, in the old 16 board days, like 75 was the biggest comeback in history, and here that's a board shorter, it's 25 imps more. There's no
Mm-hmm.
real reason to play it. Huh, here we go. We did get the Queen of Hearts play.
Yeah, so Joel's just trying to exit passively. He knows that his Queen of Hearts was popping up on the first round anyway. I think it's a pretty big play to play a heart to the 8. I do expect to see a diamond hook.
Yeah, Queen from Queen 10 Doubleton would be a nice sort of Queen 10 third would be a nice play for that reason. It might just generate something. Well, I guess, yeah.
I kind of suspect Joel would have switched to the 10 from Queen 10 Doubleton. But yeah, I mean, he might expect a heart to the 8 will win an awful large percentage of the time, but like then he doesn't get to take diamond hooks.
Right.
So even if he generates an extra heart trick, he's going to lose out on an extra diamond trick, and he's kind of stuck in the same boat. Queen of Hearts from Queen 10 third here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, same thing, right? It would, you're picking it up. So if you're going to exit with something to be passive, like it's passive with a chance of something coming back in a really weird way.
That would be so hot if he actually had that.
Yeah. Yeah, I said that also that, that's a possible holding. Like, it would be a really brilliant play, but possibly a findable play. So meanwhile, this table's getting into not quite time trouble, but they're getting a little close.
Yeah,
With
30 minutes left.
three and yeah, with three and change boards to play. I mean, I think once play resumes on this hand, it'll be fairly quick.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe not actually. It goes dime to the queen. Yeah. There's Joel again. Now he has no good option. And I guess you try spade here.
Okay, no, I like the diamond return. Okay, I see what Joel's doing. So, I mean, Joel might not know that this is Declare's hand. He can't possibly know that, all of the honors. But he doesn't want to touch spades because he wants to protect partner's spade holding. And here, this could look to Declare like Joel actually started with 4 spades. But again,
right, with the spade holding that he doesn't want to expose, yeah.
Yeah, but again, I mean, at this point, if he should have a complete count once he plays hearts, if he believes clubs are 6-1.
Right.
All right, King of Spades. Queen of Spades.
So we'll see what Granger plays with his restrictor. Yeah, we just play with the 10.
Mm-hmm. I like the 10 because if Granger had played the Jack, it might have looked a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Joel from 10 fourth might have switched to spades at some point, but
Mhm.
from Jack fourth he wouldn't.
Right. Yeah, so Kevin's definitely got some stuff to think about here.
Okay, I actually think, yeah, a spade to the ace is probably correct. Well, anyway, he did guess it. Etienne says West can be thrown in, but I think West can't be thrown in without. No, that's what I was getting to.
Right.
If a spade to the ace, like if East had the long spades, and East had the long hearts, and East had the long diamonds, we could just cash all of our
Right.
suits and then play the 9 of clubs to West and get our king of clubs at the
Right.
end. Mm-hmm.
Right, since we've started with 4 clubs and never pitched one.
Yeah. But this wouldn't work if West started with 4 spades. Interesting. Yeah. Maybe we should have cashed 2 hearts before playing that spade up. I don't know. Anyway, well played by Bathurst to make his contract. I will note, he did go anti-percentage in spades. Like, if you're just looking at that suit combination in isolation, you should cash 2 honors and play low to the 9.
Yeah, I mean, of course, at match points might have gone differently.
Yeah, sorry, shift, of course. I missed
What's
the
up?
point. We can throw West in with the 4th spade, so we don't have to
Oh, right, that's you. Yeah,
give
yeah,
them 2 club tricks.
Good
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Wouldn't work if West also had 4 diamonds, but of course. Good call. So club, a diamond shows hearts.
Showing. Yeah.
Hearts 2 or 3, probably the same alert, 2 or 3 hearts,
Yeah.
11 to 13, or possibly a 2.5 heart bid. So 2 diamonds, kind of XYZ style artificial game force from East. Two no from West. Three no from East. I imagine 2-0 from West probably shows a doubleton heart, although it wasn't alerted.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think especially in a game force, I think that would be the moment to reveal your third heart.
Right. So Bathurst has to lead something. Maybe a heart.
Jack hearts would be a pretty good lead.
Oh, wait. Herd has to lead something.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you say.
Yeah, spades is normal.
Yep. So we should see Bathurst play the jack at trick one, I think. I mean, he could play the ace. It's definitely possible.
I mean, you'd feel like a real idiot if you played the jack and partner had king 10 fourth.
It's true. Okay, I mean, he might think about it for a second. But he can't really think for too long, right? Like, the whole point of playing the jack is to keep communication when partner has queen fourth in the suit.
Maybe that's more likely, just given how much strength you're looking at between yourself and dummy. Maybe you just figured that the hand where partner has the king of spades is possible but unlikely enough that putting in the jack is better.
Right?
He does go up.
He's thought for long enough, I think, that playing the jack probably wouldn't have fooled anyone if Joel had king third.
Well, I think there's another consideration too, which is the king 10 fourth is kind of a straightforward path to a bunch of tricks. If you put in the jack and partner and queen 10 fourth, the king of hearts is 1, the spades are a further 3. You know, what's the setting trick?
Sure. That is a good point. So club to the queen, club finesse, and Herd just clears the spade suit for lack of anything better to do. Now I imagine Declare might try a heart finesse.
Yeah, it's safe enough, right? Knowing that South is out of black cards.
Yeah, I mean, it could cost an over trick if South had the 4th spade or 13th spade, but
Right.
he does
Oh,
not.
right. Yes, that's possible.
So 10 tricks. 430.
Yeah, I was he didn't know where the last spade was since Kevin hadn't led yet, but he probably just asked him since they're in the same physical room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, finishing on a little excitement here, huh?
Yeah, two boards to go. Joel has opened a spade. We'll see two clubs from Granger. Kind of an artificial game
Not alerted, a
force.
little surprisingly.
I,
Yeah.
I assume that it's just didn't click the alert button.
I mean, I wonder whether it's actually artificial or just often not natural. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, if the majors were reversed, you would have an easy splinter. Here, yeah, just raise diamonds and show your strength later. Seems fine. Again, kind of two over one hand where no one shows extras at a low level, but here Granger is just going to force whatever Joel does.
Right. So I feel like Joel. He has a heart. I mean, I would be torn because Joel has a heart stopper and he's minimum, which kind of indicates that maybe three no trump is the best game. Opposite, minimum game forces from partner. We don't want to play five diamonds trying to get 11 tricks when we might just have nine off the top. But additionally, we have extra diamond length and distribution, so Joel does bid four diamonds.
Yeah, so I actually kind of like this because the hand is so weak. So we could bid three no trump, but we only have one hard stopper unless partner has some help there.
Mm-hmm.
So once that stopper is knocked out, we need eight more tricks immediately. Assuming that the opponents can set the hand in hearts, which they probably can because partner's short. They're also right, having bid both minors. Um, so when partner has the hand where we can run a bunch of tricks after winning a heart, five diamonds is probably really good.
Yeah, I'm just, like looking at the hand, imagine partner didn't have the club king. Then on a heart lead, we have seven off the top, which we can count five diamonds, a heart, and the ace of spades. We would just need the club finesse. Whereas in five diamonds, it's like a little bit more
But we don't know
sketchy.
we have five diamonds. Partner could have ace empty fourth of diamonds. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like give him queen doubleton of hearts, or even like the king of spades or something. King queen of spades or something. Maybe that's getting a little too good, but you know, I don't know.
I feel like Joel must have misevaluated this. The five club queue from East is very specifically asking for a heart stopper. Like four hearts for them is probably key card, but four no trump would have been the heart cue bid. And so
Right.
Granger is like, look, I have a slam try. I'm not interested in key cards. I just want to know about your controls. And Joel happens to have them in the majors.
Right. And he knows the hand is right sided.
Yeah. Yeah. Very importantly, that he's declaring. So his King of Hearts is protected. Um, but he decides
He
to go.
obviously didn't like his. Yeah, he obviously didn't like his singleton club, but yeah, he made that pass or that five diamond sign off pretty quickly, which feels like just as a matter of high stakes bridge decision making, probably not a great strategy.
Right.
Like, partners given you a five and a half diamond raise, which is what five clubs is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you owe it to your team and partnership to sit there and figure out exactly why he's doing that.
Yeah. Hey, Asthma Man, this is Bridge, contract Bridge. So I know we've had some newer Bridge players in. Unfortunately, I don't really have
Nice.
a link for you, but it is a super fun game. All right, enjoy your day. Hopefully, it's not raining like it is where I am.
Not here, but it was pretty miserable last night in New York City. 15 rainy.
Mm-hmm. All right, last board of the segment, possibly last board of the match. So, diamond by North, hard overcall from Granger. He decides he doesn't want to be Michael's vulnerable with a pretty weak hand.
And the other match is a 72 imp match. I would suspect that if that match plays, this one will as well, just to create an even playing field tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been quite a few interesting deals in the set. Unfortunately, it's a bit less hype when the matches are all but decided going into the segment, but we can still talk about some stuff.
And, I think with players at this level, even just forgetting the fact that they're tough in these matches and don't lose focus, like Joel and Johnny played together for a long time, and then the partnership broke up. There's pride involved, so they're going to be playing pretty hard at each other.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to look like an idiot in front of their peers, even if this particular match is not going to be affected by any random mistake.
Certainly. So, a diamond, a heart, three clubs. Cool little gadget. Looks like they're playing fit jumps in this spot. Three diamonds by West. Cupid in support of hearts. I mean, he has a 10 count. Granger, still, despite the 5-5, does not want to take any extra action here.
Yeah, and by the way, we haven't talked about Granger's choice of bid over one diamond.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
With possible Michaels, possible bit of spade and show both suits, you just decided to treat it as as a one and done.
Yeah. So Bathurst, no surprise, decides to try four clubs. Yes, it's possible 3 no trump could be making on this hand, but he's just so distributional and he has to pick something.
Yeah, again, when 3 no is making, it's because partner has ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, and then 5 clubs is making as well.
Ace of clubs, ace of hearts, you mean? Yeah.
Well, sure. I meant more like ace of clubs, heart stopper, ace of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need, 7 clubs and 1 heart is only 8.
All right, so we have signed off in 4 diamonds. Everyone's favorite contract, vulnerable at imps.
Yeah, this looks like they're a level too low, huh? They're just going to lose a spade.
A club and a club rough.
Diamonds, they're a level too. In diamonds, they're a level too low, right? Oh, but they have a club rough, right? I think they have 2 club losers in clubs. I missed the rough in diamonds.
Yeah, and Joel actually gets to
to
figure this out because he has the ace of spades. So what he's going to do is he'll win the ace of clubs. He'll then cash the ace of spades, and his partner's going to give a suit preference signal on this trick. If his partner started with so Herd's going to play the 7.
Yeah.
And now the ace of spades, if his partner started with a doubleton club, his partner will play a high spade, signaling for hearts. And if his partner had the singleton club, as he does here, he's going to play a low spade, signaling for club rough.
I think he's actually going to play the jack here to demand a rough.
Okay.
No, I take it back. He's just giving a 4 suit preference signal. That's fine too.
Yep. So 4 spades, suit preference, insta 2 of clubs. Insta 2 of clubs, Joel. Insta 2 of clubs. Okay, jack of clubs, fine.
Well, he doesn't want his partner to underlead the king of hearts.
Sure, yeah.
Or underlead the ace of hearts, rather.
Okay, fair enough. But yes, insta club.
Yeah, and notice very important for her to play the 7 of clubs and not the 5, because the 5 would confirm the open lead was a singleton since it's the lowest outstanding spot.
Mm-hmm. Given they're in 4 diamonds, might it be better to play for immediate rough, return to hand with spade ace, and then try for a trump promotion?
Yeah.
I think Joel probably was hoping his partner had the heart ace.
Right. And his partner did bid vulnerable. He's allowed, or by the way, he could have the diamond ace, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would give her something like ace king of hearts and, weaker diamonds. That's quite possible too.
It's true.
It does seem like there's no reason not to give an immediate rough, except that when it's not a rough, then it's really disastrous.
I wonder if it's because the jack of clubs is going to be unreadable. He doesn't want partner to try and cross in hearts to get another, a trump promotion. I don't know. I definitely see your point, but...
Well, I think East knows that West has at least a 3rd club.
Are we
Oh, sorry,
certain?
exactly a third club. Yeah, because Hurd corrected the diamond and didn't have to. If he knew he had 10 clubs, he probably would have left it there.
Okay, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true, true. Okay, I mean, in that case, the Jack of Clubs back. I Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like, it's a possible defense. Oh, we're done. Oh my god. Okay, let's head
Yeah,
over
yeah,
to the other
seven's over.
table. So board
Need to find that window.
44. They also got to 5 diamonds. How did they do this? A spade, 2 clubs, 2 spades, showing diamonds, 3 diamonds. So Marty did bid 3 now on his King Jack Doubleton of Hearts. 4 clubs by Chip Martell. 4 hearts, keycard, and diamonds. Double by Simpson. Pass, no. Oh, they wrong sided it.
Yep.
Ah.
They wrong-sided it and knew that the hearts were possibly unfavorable. Simpson could have had both of them. So in this room, they made a really great decision.
Yes, 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 yes. Oops.
Well, sort of. They could have played. They could have played six no from Marty's side.
Okay, yeah, but that's never happening.
Oh wait, that doesn't make though because the clubs don't come in, right?
No,
Or
the,
do
the
they? I don't
clubs do
remember.
come in, but like it's really
But
bad
it's
to
bad.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, right. In the other room, I think they did deserve to. I mean, they didn't lose him, obviously, but they had the potential for a 13 in pickup and or 11 in pickup, and probably should have had it.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right, last board of
Right.
the set.
And I suspect it'll go differently. Maybe Chip will make the same one hard overcall, but
This is depressing. I'm just gonna bring up the scoreboard. This is what it's like to play a match against Fleischer. My face when playing match against Fleischer. Push, push, like our side of the scoreboard. Push, 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 push. Win one. Push, push, push. All of the losses are like massive swings. 10 imps, 4 imps, 5 imps.
yeah, one of the things that makes Fleischer and Nickel the two best teams is the sponsors are, in Marty's case, basically peers with their team. In Nick's case, pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just especially the longer the matches get, the more that's worth.
Right. So Diamond by Simpson, 2 clubs by Rodwell. They are on their way to a game.
No. So Chip decides not to take a call at all, where Granger kind of took this low road of bidding a heart. And understandably, I think, vulnerable 5-5 in the majors or not, your hand is horrible and you'll often get a chance to come back in when you have some more information about the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets to double a 2 heart bid to show his hearts. Mostly just to get a lead direct off his chest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's partly that he wants a heart lead, but at least as much that he really doesn't want a minor suit lead.
Mm-hmm.
Broadwell ends up declaring 3 no Trump. You just know that Marty's going to blow up at least one trick on opening lead and, very often more unless you give him some information.
Yeah, so Rodwell has a bit of a decision right now. I think he already needs to decide what he's doing over 3 now. Because if he bids 3 clubs and his partner bids 3 now, he can't then start thinking, should I pull this to 4 diamonds to show my hand with both minors?
I think Rodwell's already kind of swung the board because that looks like a pretty light game force playing precision to me. But, he knows he's down 100, so maybe this is his chance. Knowing one diamond is nebulous, but Rodwell knows he has to fit in at least one minor. Sometimes it'll be clubs, more often it'll be diamonds when you're 7-4. But, he's already, possibly done something that he wouldn't have done in a tied match.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just been a diamond past 3 clubs invitational or some other invitational bid.
Are we playing in 2 hearts redoubled?
Not possible.
I think Rodwell is going to pull, but I think redouble is to play from North.
No, well, it could be, but two hearts just showed a balanced hand.
Yeah. It showed a balanced hand, but I think now redouble shows four hearts.
Right, but do you really want to be playing two hearts redoubled in the opponent's eight card fit
Well, no,
when you
that's
have
why I think
no?
Rodwell's going to pull, but like,
Right.
Simpson is thinking,
Oh, Simpson would have been thrilled to pass. Yeah, if Rodwell could pass, Simpson was thrilled. I
yeah,
agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And look at that. This is why it's called the blue card. It is blue on the table. It
Right.
is blue on the thing in the top left.
Yeah, and bidding boxes have been around since I think 1970s. So, but of course, before that, you could not call it the blue card
Wait, how did people bid in the old days? You,
with their voices.
you just said it out loud?
Have you never played with vocal bidding?
No,
So
I've played with blind
even
people
just
before.
like, yeah, like I mean, even just like sitting around with your friends when you were learning the game, you already had boxes.
Yeah, well, we did in my high school club, which is where I learned. Yeah.
I see. Because when I started playing, boxes were not universal, even at regionals. There were a couple of years early in my bridge life that you could go to a regional and bid out loud. And a lot of clubs didn't have boxes, until much later.
hmm So,
I imagine, like,
Chip, I just have to say, is ready for this. This is what happens when you show one. You have both majors. You show one of them, and the opponents are like,
right.
"Okay, three no Trump." You're like, "I have a surprise for
Ah,
you." Yeah.
yeah, like 100% of the time, an expert would lead the other five card suit in this bidding.
Marty's kind of like double for a spade lead.
That'd be funny. Like, if you think it's annoying now to go to the club and try to get a review after the cards are picked up, imagine doing it when there were bidding boxes and like you're hearing bids from other tables.
hmm
Yeah, so on a club lead, I'm sorry, on a spade lead rather, this is just a complete catastrophe for Declare, right?
Okay, Marty passes. So Chip will lead a spade, but I was thinking that if Marty had doubled, Eric probably runs.
I was gonna, yeah, well, I think if Marty doubled, he would turn a plus into a minus.
Uh huh. Yep. Okay, so spade to the ace,
Like,
spade return to the 10 and jack. Um, God.
yeah, yeah, I think Marty knows. That's for one thing. Marty also probably can't double. Yeah, he could double four clubs probably. He probably can't double four diamonds. So, you know, no reason to double this and hear them run to that.
Right. And I don't think there's any reason for him to lead back a high spade. So he'll probably return the 3, his proper count card.
Yeah, and it could be important to give partner the count. Because the spots possibly could, on some configuration, be ambiguous from Chip's point of view.
Right, because if Marty returns the 7 or the 8, it'll look like 8 Doubleton, and it'll go 10 Jack, and then Chip. Okay, he does return the 8. So we'll see what Chip does. I think there's a good reason for Chip to get this right and play a spade back, but it's not so obvious.
No, I think the problem with the eight is suppose Marty was sitting over there with Queen 10 fifth instead of Jack 9 fifth. Now they'd be running, and Marty wouldn't run them. Like he wouldn't know that Simpson started with Jack. Like if somehow they had five spades to cash immediately, Marty wouldn't be able to read that Simpson's original holding was Jack third.
Chip?
Oh, sorry. If Marty returns the eight
hmm
and Simpson started with Jack third and Chip had Queen 10 fifth, Chip would not be able to read what's going on.
Oh, but he would have to unblock the 8 or 7 in that case, actually. So this might be the technical card. But what I was going to
Oh,
say is
interesting.
like, I think. Hmm.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, anyway, I mean, tough problem for Chip. My thought is that if he had 8 Doubleton, it might be correct to play a low 1 back anyway. Now,
Oh, well, you know what? No, never mind, though, because we also know Simpson can't really have 4 spades once he redoubles hearts.
why not? Why can't he be 4-4-2-3 or something?
Uh, oh, I see, right, because over the 2 club bid, he would do this with any of those patterns. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. His space was, yeah, was limited to show anything other than his type.
Yeah. Now, ultimately, we've done a lot of talking. It really just doesn't matter what Chip does. He could, he could
Right.
like,
He might just play the king. He might just play the king of hearts here.
yeah.
Oh, yes, that's not great because he knows there's heart strength on his right.
Hmm.
But,
I
when
feel
your
like,
player has four
I mean,
spades, then diamonds are totally worthless.
I feel like he might get this right because he's going to be afraid of the wrong thing. He might be afraid that Declare has, um, like effectively everything other than the club ace, and if he doesn't set up 2 more tricks right now, then his partner will get the club ace knocked out, and dummy will just be good. So, like,
Right.
the idea is, would I rather play partner for the Jack of Hearts, which seems a bit less likely on this bidding, or would I rather play partner for 4 spades? And I think 4 spades is the more likely layout. Yep, so he does return a spade. Well done. There's the club. Is Marty ducking this? Probably. Nope. He just decides to cash out the
Yeah.
spade suit.
And remember, he doesn't 100% know what's going on in the diamond suit. Like, he probably does, but.
Well, Declare is
Yeah.
balanced. Right?
Oh, and the balance would end with 4. I'm thinking, like, if you could have a 5th diamond and only 3 hearts, but he can't because of the redouble.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Well, because he knows he has second club stopper, of course. It's safe to play the Jack of Hearts there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just getting greedy for all of the under tricks. So now Chip is going to have the last 3.
Yeah. But he cost his side a trick by not winning the Jack of Clubs, right? Oh, sorry, no, I missed something. Never mind.
I think he cost his
Declare's
side a
cashed out.
trick by winning the ace of clubs. If he had ducked the
Right.
ace of clubs, Declare was going to cross to hand and then play another club up, and then he could have scored 2 clubs and
Right.
played well. He got a heart
Yeah,
trick
they
anyway.
read
Okay, no, it all came back in the wash. Down 2.
Yeah, so in fact, since their schedule is half an hour ahead, we can take a look at the USBF site and see if anyone withdrew.
Oh, good point. Yeah, M. Bodel has already said that.
Yeah, so Simpson did withdraw. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Simpson
Michael
has
already said that.
withdrawn, but Rosenthal won a set. Look at them go. 38 to
Oh,
49.
wow.
The
For
comeback
the
is
first
on.
time in this match.
Dude,
So
nice,
disappointing finish for the
nice
Simpson
card.
team.
Okay, I will say, look, yeah, Fleischer has lost a couple sets, but like, I mean, just look at this: 49 to 2, 38 to 3, and this isn't some like scrub team like they were playing in their last couple of matches. No offense to any of their last matches, but Simpson's a good team. Like, this is really what happens when you play against Fleischer and they have good sets. How do you beat someone like this? I think Nickel is screwed.
The thing is, like, Fleischer, Simpson's a good team. It's not a great team, right? Like, of the 4 teams remaining this event, I think Simpson is the weakest and by a decent amount. Like, still an excellent team. They they probably deserve to get this far based on everyone else in the event. Maybe their peers with Leibowitz, but at this level, I think they would have a struggle against any of the remaining seeds.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true, but like, God, I mean, how can you not expect Fleischer to be the clear favorite going into the final tomorrow?
I mean, I always, when they have these like bridge winners brackets, I always pick Fleischer to win for that reason that the professional pairs are really great, and Marty is, by some margin, the strongest of the sponsors as well.
Yeah, and Nickel is just like clearly made up of a bunch of fish because like look at their scorecard. There's just like double digit swings all over the place. What are these guys doing? 38 to 49? How could that be considered good bridge? What is this, New Zealand? All right. I guess
so
frogs croaking, a bunch of dead airtime.
Yeah, so Michael put up the link to the cross-imp table. So Simpson and Rodwell have been the weakest pair, although I'm not sure to what point in the event, and trailed slightly or beaten slightly by Lincoln and Wolpert. They're both minus almost a full imp aboard, which is really pretty poor performance at this level.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Simpson has withdrawn. So we will be watching Nickel against Rosenthal. It is all but over. 80 imps and 15 boards, more than 5 imps aboard. Oh yeah, semifinal only. Right. So it's not like a full Butler for the entire tournament.
Yeah, it's like obviously new partnership. You expect them to have some issues, but that's a lot of imps to be losing. Yeah, like they're minus approximately 70 imps in the Butler, and their team is losing by 80.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that it doesn't translate directly, but
True. All right, we have a 13-minute break.
Of these 7 pairs that are plus in the event, one of them is Cran Vince by 0.02, and the other 6 are all Fleischer and Nickel. So they really have, those teams really have both distinguished themselves from the pack here.
Yeah. Not a bad showing for Cran and Vince then. They're still plus.
I mean, they're a world-class pair.
They're pulling their weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I would rank them better than every pair that's below them in the Butler, and, probably, a little behind all the pairs above. Like, I would, certainly take Bobby and Steve or Greco and Hampson above Cran and Vince, although I think it is fairly close. Like, they're not a different class, obviously, but, if you had to make a bet on Nickel against Rosenthal with no point spread, you would take Nickel?
Yeah, as a team, certainly. In terms of partnerships...
Would you take Nickel over 3 Crans and Vinces? I think I would.
Oh, no. No way. 0 chance. They would eat Cats and Nickel alive.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. I guess like once you take the sponsor out of the equation, that's different. Would you take them 2 of those against Greco Hampson and Levin Weinstein? 2 Cran Vinces?
I honestly think it's really close. Like I think they're
I think it is close, yeah, I agree.
I mean, all of those pairs have played in a lot of Bermuda Bowls. So, from that perspective, and like Cran and Vince are a lot younger than the Greco Hampsons and the Levin Weinsteins. Right. Let's see. Maybe I'll phrase it. Who would I rather have as teammates in terms of like, is this the pair I want to win an event of this caliber? I would say if I was a favorite Like if I was the team that was the favorite to win the event, I would probably rather have Bobby and Steve or Greco and Hampson because they are solid. They don't bring back like really bad cards. I think Cran and Vince are a little more high variance than that pair, but overall in terms of expected value, I think like Cran and Vince are very good. They might even have a slightly higher expected. I mean, obviously, we look at the Butler in this event; they're a bit lower, but yeah. I mean, can I have all three? Can we just make USA one all three?
That's it. Like we're talking about small differences around the margins, right? We're not talking about like one pair just being like dominating the other. We're talking about a matter of a handful of imps here and there, and strength of partnership, differences in technical abilities. Not necessarily even like, stronger overall, just like every player has technical things they do better than other things.
Yeah, I think in terms of more fun in comparisons, I would take Cran and Vince any day because sometimes we just like,
well, that's for sure.
We'll just have a card where we come back and we're just like minus 590 and they're like win 12. And you're like, I'm sorry. What? Like, I can't even begin to imagine what score wins 12. And they're like, oh, we were just 12-10 at our table. It was easy. That six of the other major was cold.
Yeah, and they're more fun people. Like Levin is like a very funny guy, but he's also like he expects a lot from himself, and he also really expects a lot from his partners and teammates. So he can be like a little difficult to play with in that way. Just that his expectations for everyone are super super high.
Mm-hmm.
Like Crandon Vance, I think they're probably just a little more easygoing, better for team harmony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stiff King offside. I mean, we haven't even begun to talk about Herd Bathurst or like Gruen Moss in this equation. Like, who are the top 3 U.S. pairs? I mean, there's just so many good partnerships from specifically the U.S. that, like, I'm not going to ruin anyone's day by picking someone. But
yeah, and Gruen Moss won a Bermuda Bowl playing with Marty not so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
In 2017.
I have the feeling. So my feeling is that players in Bridge kind of get divided into classes, maybe similar to the BBO ranking system, but probably not self-imposed, where it's like there's a group of players that are just world class. They understand the game at a very high level. They make very few mistakes and just like have a ton of ways to like generate plus scores. And for me, like basically any of the pairs that we pick out of this semifinal, and also as well as like a bunch of the pairs from the quarterfinals and round of 16 in this event will qualify for that class. And it's very difficult to like distinguish players in this class from other players. Like, yes, we'll probably say that like Gruen Moss are better than Granger and Wooldridge. Like, their results have probably been better on average for a large number of years. But Granger and Wooldridge are world-class players. I think both of them have played in multiple Bermuda Bowls, if I'm not mistaken. Granger maybe for Canada.
I thought Wooldridge might have only played in one, but they're multi-time national champions, plenty of success at the world level, very late rounds national knockouts. I don't think either has won a national knockout, but I think Granger might have been in a final, though I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Wooldridge has definitely been in a final.
Yeah, so like, who would I pick between Gruen Moss and Granger Wooldridge if I had to like make a dream team? Like, I would probably pick Gruen Moss, but it's not as if like picking Granger Wooldridge would necessarily be a bad decision for the team over right. Gruen Moss. Like these are both 2 world-class partnerships that really understand the game at a high level. So I find it relatively difficult, unless I've played with a partner, to really judge their ability. Like, I have a pretty good read on Craig's ability. I have a very bad read on like like Chris Welenkin, Gavin Wolpert. I haven't played with them. I've watched a lot of their bridge, especially over this past week in the event, but you don't get a real feel for a player specifically and how well they understand without having a lot of conversations with them about positions that you also have thought very deeply about. And that happens when you play as a partnership. So, like Chris and Gavin probably have a very good read on each other's strengths and weaknesses because they've discussed, like, here's an auction, and Chris has one opinion, Gavin has another. And if Gavin tends to be right in a specific situation, like, oh, maybe Gavin's really good in these balancing situations, he has a good feel for this, Chris will pick up on that after having these conversations, and vice versa. So that's my personal opinion, that I find it just like relatively difficult to evaluate a player's skill purely based on like listening to stories about them or seeing them play on VuGraph or even playing against them. Oftentimes you don't know what went wrong defensively. Like if someone makes a nullo play against you and you make a no play 6 no trump because someone screwed up, you might not know who it was on the opposing team. So it's really hard to pass judgment until you actually play with the player. Anyway, rant over.
Yeah.
Let's watch Cran and Vince. We've watched a lot of Gavin. Okay, chat? We have watched a lot of Gavin. We're going to watch Cran and Vince now.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think of the pairs, certainly, in this match, Hurt and Bathurst, and Levin Weinstein are the most grindery. Like, they just sit there and, just grind and grind and grind. Like, they'd be very good rubber bridge players for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Levin Weinstein are basically grinders. Cran and Vince are the complete opposite of that, and everyone else is kind of in the middle. Katz and Nicola are also grinders.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Have I played with any of the players in these semifinals? I think the answer is no. Remind me the players.
Cran? That surprises me.
What?
Surprised you never played with Cran.
We might have played a midnight once. I think we probably did play a midnight once at a national. But yeah, there were a couple of times where I think he was just like, hey, I'm free for a game. And I was like working and I was like, oh shit, I missed my chance. And, but yeah, we haven't played. Joel, I haven't played with. Joel was also a really good friend of mine, but he was always busy with work as well. So, and I've definitely never played with anyone on the Nickel team or Fleischer team.
Yeah, I played with Gavin in an event it could be 20 years ago. He was really young. And with Chris, even longer ago. But of course, he and I talk bridge a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get to talk a decent amount of bridge with Levin and Weinstein because we were all trading in the exchange together. And then Levin eventually was sharing an office with the guys I worked for. So I'd go up there and catch up some. But, of course, like, never played with any of them. But, it was like, if you had a hand that you needed an opinion on, like, you could just go ask, 10 of the best bridge players in the world within the space of half an hour. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Michael Rosenberg was there, and Levin and Weinstein, and Chris, and who else was there when this is at the stock exchange, circa late 90s, early 2000s. Oh, Brad was trading there. Greco was a trader, but he was in Philadelphia. But yeah, there's like so many top bridge experts. Like Jeff Aker, who used to play with Simpson, who's not a player at that level, but he's an extraordinarily sharp analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, if you want like an expert's opinion on a hand, he's a really good guy to give it to, even though if you needed someone to like play a hand for your team in a crucial match, you might choose someone else.
Right.
Aker also was the best crossword puzzle solver. Like, not particularly. Like, there were a lot of good puzzlers there, including myself. Michael Rosenberg was actually really good at crossword puzzles, and Aker was in a different class.
We are almost done with break. You know what I realized I missed? Well, I missed not only my weekend game, which was yesterday, but I think this is the first time in like over a year that I haven't played the Platt Stars, because I think it started today.
Oh, And you still got time, right? I think the window of opportunity closes at 1 a.m.
Oh
after that
yeah,
to do
but
it
I mean,
also.
like, I'm not gonna do more bridge after I shut down the stream. It's true, I could.
Well, you don't have to stream them. You could just play it in speedball or something.
Yeah, yeah, I might. Um, but
And you can also, I think you don't need to play all 3 days, right? You can come and go.
yeah.
Let's see, I haven't done it, but I did play the Survivor, and I think I will not survive at like 53 or something.
Hmm. That's over, right? Oh no 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 no!
No,
It
it's
starts
day
today
one.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no longer eligible for the mini Survivor. I just went over 1,000 BBO points.
No, Stiff King Plat Stars, you don't have to qualify. It's just a 3-day event. You qualify for all 3 days. Oh, good. We're waiting for all tables to finish the next hand. Oh no! Because someone conceded, is it broken?
Oh, I wonder if it is. Good lord. I'm sure they can do it manually because there were withdrawals earlier in the event in some of the other matches. I think.
There weren't. There have been no withdrawals up to this point.
Oh, that's right. There was the Bailey team down 300, but they kept playing on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure there were no withdrawals?
Yes.
I believe you, but trust but verify, as they say. All right, quarterfinal. No one withdrew. Round of 16. You are correct.
Oh my god. It might just be broken.
Or maybe we'll like come back to it and it'll be, the match has been sped up by 75%. They'll be playing speedball from our point of view.
Yeah, that's possible too. Holy crap. I think it's dead because of the withdraw. Yeah, because the other table, they have the other table open. Like, look at what's happening in the other. Hold on, I'll pull it up. This is what's going on in the other match. They're waiting for players, but there aren't any
Yeah, by the
players.
way, the hand that I sent you, our partner, didn't lead my suit. Minus 620 is still a complete top of the zenith.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, both of the other rooms were waiting for players to show up. They aren't going to show up, guys. I'm letting you know now.
That is really interesting. I wonder, they could probably just force an entirely new set of boards, just, start over with a random set of deals.
Yeah, I mean they hopefully can figure out something to
Like
do.
clearly there's some way to resolve the situation besides like going and finding 15 decks of cards. Well, maybe not. Unbelievable. And I wonder if it's possible that this will be screwed up enough that they lose the view graph, even if they don't lose the boards.
I think that's easily possible.
I'm not going to sit here for the next 2 hours waiting to find out. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we'll call it at some point if they haven't started yet. But
Yeah,
well, congrats to
amazing.
Fleischer.
And probably congrats to Nickel.
Yes, pretty likely.
And then let's see. So this is a 2-day final starting tomorrow. Is that correct? And then they go straight into the mix, or is there a day in between?
No, I have a break. So, okay, two important announcements. One, Thursday is going to be a break day or rest day. If there were a round robin required for the mixed, they would have done it on Thursday, but
Got
there
it.
isn't. So that starts on Friday. But two, Wednesday evening, I have my second improv class. And so I will
Hey.
once again be here for the start of the quote unquote fourth quarter or seventh segment of play. But then I'm going to leave in the middle. And so I won't be here for the final of the finals.
All right. Well, in that case, I will get someone, and if anyone wants to watch me comment alongside someone else, possibly including one of you nice people, if anyone wants to get in touch with me, we can start. And then when you leave, if people want to migrate over to my channel, or you can just leave yours running if you want.
I mean, I'll just raid you. If you're live, I can just send all my
Yeah,
viewers
that works.
over and then you can instantly make affiliate. on Twitch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so if anyone wants to co-comment, by all means, drop a note in the chat. Otherwise, maybe I'll see if Dana Berkowitz is available or Franco might want to. I'll find someone. I do not have the skills or personality to do 30 boards of high-level bridge solo. It would be absolute torture for everyone, myself included.
Same, but I do it anyway. Oh God, Love Bridge. Why? Please.
Oh, that's interesting, right? Because the platinum, it's anyone who's platinum pairs eligible, which means you have to have played U.S. nationals, and I mean, I guess or just be a star. That can be from anyone in the world.
Yeah, Brad, why not just be a star?
I'm actually, I would have thought that that you did have star eligibility. I'm not sure exactly what the requirement is, but like winning a national title in your home country, I think, is one of them.
You got a gold medal after they stopped counting. Yeah, that seems like bullshit.
Got it. That is bullshit.
Because doesn't...
Yeah, it's like I didn't know exactly what your resume was, but I knew that you had some, high-level success, so that's very disappointing.
It's very disappointing because a lot of U.S. juniors just, got stars at some point, and... which, I don't know, feels silly to me because, I played in a international competition for the U.S., and did not get a star for it. And
well, you have 3 national seconds, which feels like it should absolutely 1 national first.
Yes. Yeah, that's
and
true
not
too.
1 national sixth.
Yeah.
I have just the 2, and one of yours was a tougher event than the other 2 that we shared.
Mm-hmm. All right, I mean, you are welcome to head out. I can call you back if anything changes.
I was going to wait the full 10, and actually I was also going to back out and see if maybe they just started a new table.
Ooh, that's a good call. Let's see if a new table has opened up. Looks like no.
Yeah, I was wondering whether they had, because they've done the video chat for some of these, wait, let's click on the video stream button and see what happens. U.S. Trials final segment. Mute this in case anything is happening. Nope, they're all sitting around waiting for something interesting to happen too.
Yeah.
Let's see,
thanks, Ellie.
Barrington.
Yeah,
Barrington, Jadon, and Grossack are all sitting there watching paint dry as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably not going to have a chance at an NABC because I'm probably not going to play in many or any of them from here on out. But I mean, maybe I will with Ron. We'll see.
I was gonna say, right, if Ron wants to, also, by the way, if you guys decide to play in a full nationals and make yourself Silidor eligible, that's certainly an event you guys could win. Actually, that's what you guys should win.
Yeah. Oh, won't the robot NABC count? That's true. Oh,
does it?
It does.
Okay, that is ridiculous that a junior gold, because there are some really good players in those junior events. It's ridiculous that a junior gold medal doesn't count, but a robot NABC does.
Yes. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
It's I think, it's only within the last year or so that Klukowski's not being junior eligible. I know he didn't play, but he's a Bermuda Bowl winner.
Wait, what do you mean it doesn't count? I mean, it counts for Grand Life Master.
But it doesn't count for BPO Star.
What?
I think I thought that's what I thought that's what Brad was saying.
What do you mean it doesn't count for Grand Life Master? They say that it awards an NABC Plus title. in the description.
So they did a crackdown on what counts for Grand Life Master a few years ago, and I think it took some of the women's events out of it. And I don't know if winning like a World Junior Bridge title gets you Grand Life Master, but it definitely doesn't give you a BBO star apparently.
Huh. Okay.
So
I believe you.
like Culbertson, what event are you? Did you win that doesn't count?
No, the
So I'm kind of curious to try
robot
and hear this.
NABC is what we're talking about.
Oh, the robot NEBC.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna. Well, while we've got a moment, and then we can sign off if nothing happens after this. I'm gonna see if I can. Of course, as everyone knows, the easiest way to get to any page on the ACBL site is to go through Google, because if you try to go through the ACBL page, it could take you a month.
That's true.
Let's see. Let's see. Grand Life Master eligible events. Yeah, so beginning in 2014, the women's knockout, super seniors, and women's Swiss did not count.
Okay.
Yeah, so eligible are any NABC plus event apparently. Include NABC with no rest point restriction, or an open team trials including the CNTC, or women's team trials including the Canadian Women's Team Championship, or Bermuda Bowl, Venice, Rosenblum, McConnell, World Open Pairs, Women's Olympiad, Seniors, World Swiss, mixed and senior teams, but not junior events. That is ridiculous.
It really is.
So it did change. Let's see, if you were before, it did say they changed it for members who joined before 2010. Let's see if those are the same. Yeah, no, same for Grand Life Master. It's the same. Yeah, what an absolute joke of an organization.
It really is. Oh, speaking of a joke of an organization, we set up our interview. So Kurt and I are both being interviewed on Thursday by your friend. I don't know what about, but
very nice. Probably just, how did you become a bridge player?
yes, the question for both of us.
Yeah. It's kind of an interesting story, right? Like, someone who, does not fit the current stereotype of the average American bridge player, by a long shot, and, showing up in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna click into this video stream. Oh my god, they do have oh no, they're just kibitzing. Who is NYC Pro? Is that
That's Barrington.
Okay, I see. So they're just watching him play a robot tournament.
Nice. Do they still have the requirement that your name isn't Leo Lasota to get Grand Life Master? Yes, they do. They do have that requirement.
Yeah. I mean, look, what he did was bad, but I just as a moral principle, I believe that any one-time offender should be offered a chance at rehabilitation, and he wasn't because of personal vendettas against him, and I think that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I say this is someone who has never had a particularly good relationship with Leo. We lived in DC. We're not friends, even though we're age peers, but just it's not a way to treat someone, and it's also not the message you want to send to other people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've said before, I mean, Leo is reformed. I've played a lot with him ever since he was reinstated, and we formed a partnership, played for a number of years, but at least in local stuff.
Yeah, and just right. I mean, you want to give people a reason to people fall from grace, Novosadski is playing for Switzerland again. Johan Oatmark was at the last NABC or the Europeans or maybe both. Sylvia's back. Like you want people to, have a reason to reform themselves. Like, fine, if you're Steve Sion, a sociopath, you have a bunch of offenses that get barred for life, or some of these other people. Just the message shouldn't be that all offenses are the same regardless of magnitude, and every one of them is a bridge capital crime.
Yeah.
That's a terrible way to run a system of justice.
Mm-hmm. But listen, I mean, they have to make up for past ACBL presidents who may have had questionable ethics.
Of course. I think the way the Edgar system is doing it, where I think some of these low-level offenders are getting relatively brief suspensions, even as few as 3 months in some cases, I think it's really sensible. And then the next one can be multi-year, or lifetime. But anyway, all right, I think it's now been 15 minutes, and I think we're just going to have to wait and see tomorrow what happens.
Yeah, sounds fair. Okay, thanks for joining me, Craig.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, so tomorrow, I don't know what your schedule is. Same thing for me. I think definitely available in the evening if you're otherwise solo. Daytime, work permitting, but if you've got someone that'll just come in and lurk in the chat.
Sounds good. I don't think I have anyone tomorrow, but I will keep that in mind. I will inform you. So, all right.
All right, cool. We'll be in touch. All right, thanks, everyone. See you later.
Bye. Okay. I don't know if I should stay on. I'm wondering if there might be a possibility that the match will start after 30 minutes. They might have a 30-minute delay, and then people will start playing cards. I don't know if that's actually possible. Should I play a super quick Plat Star something, or spend 15 minutes doing something, and we'll check back in 15 minutes? Let me do a poll. Do a very quick robot thing on BBO. Yes, no. Speedrun Plat Stars. We could try it. It'll be... Can you get a star from NABC win? Yeah. So basically any NABC win will give you a star on BBO. I don't know. Maybe this is what we've been talking about for the entire last 15 minutes. So I'm not entirely sure what can and can't, but I don't qualify for women's events or junior events. So presumably if I won something, I would qualify for a star in BBO. I mean, I probably already qualify for a star in BBO, but I just don't care. Star is kind of a joke title for some people. I mean, some people have real wins, but those are the types of people we're seeing on screen right now. I know there are some other people that have won stuff and just don't care enough to ask for a star. All right, how did the vote go? 3-0. Okay, let's see if I can swap this over. I will keep this window open in a side view tab, but let's try and do a super speedy Plat Star something or other and see how that goes. Boom. You're lucky you still qualify in the platinum half of the platinum and star. Platinum and star. All right, let's declare play only. I have apparently... So let's click through a bunch of cards. We got a 14 count. Partners jammed us. Looks like this is away from nothing. I have quite a few tricks. I guess we want to start on clubs, maybe? Play started! Wait. All right, everyone out. Boom. Play has started. Let's get Craig back in here. Hold on. Let's kill BBO. I don't need to play this stupid thing anymore. We were super debated. All right, we were ready to go. So, what's going on? Board 46. 80 imps to pick up. I wonder if they're gonna like try super hard to get back into it. So spade by West.
All right, I got the signal. I guess they're playing after all.
Yeah, I started up playing Plat Star. I was doing speedball, and they instantly started playing. They were like, "No one wants to see this." So,
I mean, nice that someone told you. It was on. Oh my god! So the poor players though had this stupid half-hour delay while they got these things up. That's kind of unfair too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what's going on, but great, we're in. So they're playing Gazilli. Two clubs was showing some strong hand, basically, from Vince. Two diamonds is I'm accepting if you have a strong hand. Two hearts shows clubs. Two no trump Lebensal into three clubs. Okay. Looks like Cran has decided to sign off. 10 of diamonds lead.
Two hearts showed. I'm not looking at the two hearts showed a weak hand with clubs. That's
Two hearts showed like a good hand with clubs.
Oh yeah, he's got a 15 count. Yeah. Yeah, non-vulnerable. It's a part score.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously here, looks terrific with Greco sitting over there with the trump stack.
Yeah, okay, so Vince roughs a spade, returns to hand with a diamond, triumphantly, to rough another spade.
Yeah, he's trying to score as many tricks as possible.
Low heart from Greco.
Ace of spades, right? And at some point, he's probably got to catch the ace of spades, I would think.
Yeah. So I like the low heart from Greco. If Declare had King Doubleton, he would never duck it around to the 10. And this way, especially since Greco knows that he has the trumps kind of well protected, he doesn't want to set up that 10-9 of hearts in dummy. King of diamonds roughed and over roughed. Ace of spades cashing, pitching a heart. Spade roughed with the jack. Greco can over rough. Pull a trump.
Yep.
And now they have 1, 2, 3 tricks on defense. So down one.
Down one. A little unlucky.
Yes. I mean, the 5-0 trump split.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, the spade could have come down too, and
that would be Declare's made it.
Whoa. Oh, wow, yeah. No.
Oh, no, he hasn't made it. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he needed Nort to lead back something that he didn't have.
Yeah. Okay.
If the spades is split a little better, that was going to be good enough too.
Yeah, false alarm.
Yeah.
I thought he was scoring the 10 of clubs on Passant, but of course it was at trick 14 he would have gotten that 10 of clubs.
Right. Yeah.
Hey Johan, greetings from Iceland. Well, you're up late. But welcome. We're almost done with the semifinals.
Not late in Iceland, is it?
I think it's 5 hours. So just after midnight, but that's my guess. I think it's all the same time zone.
Actually, no, so it's a 4-hour difference. It must be an hour closer than Europe, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Diamond Precision from Hampson. A spade by Greco. No trump. I guess this passes out. Greco has a bad 11.
Yeah. He is inviting, presumably. Maybe he's just signing off in spades, but this feels like he's about to bet no trump.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
this is his invite. So Jeff can
Yeah.
accept. He has 13 with a bunch of tens. I mean, it's a maximum, right? They play 14 to 16 here.
So artificial five spades is the second time I've seen this spelling is not correct this thing.
Don't they have autocorrect on these tablets?
That's a good question.
I'm really surprised that Hampson signed off. Are you surprised that Hampson signed off?
I mean, he only does have the doubleton spade. I don't know what their balance range is here, but I thought that this was a maximum, right? Don't they play 14, 16?
Yeah. So Diamond goes around to Cran's king.
I mean, who knows? They know more about their ranges than we do, so I'm sure if he signed off, he had sound reasons to systemically.
Mm-hmm. Diamond return to the ace. Queen of spades. Diamond ruff.
Diamond rough. There we go.
So now what? I guess a trump.
Yep.
All right, there's the trump return. Heart to the king. Pull the last trump, pitching a club. So
Yeah, can he manage a ninth trick here?
yeah, it's very interesting. So on that, if he had played a spade, Vince would have had to pitch a heart. Okay, let's just not worry about it. Um,
Yeah, I think the entries are not conducive to scoring.
I mean, it's real close. Like there are some legitimate double
Yeah,
squeeze possibilities, but
well, or a simple squeeze. I think if you had switched the club spots in Cran and Vince's hands, Cran would have been squeezed.
mm-hmm.
There's been a few imps going the way of Rosenthal. It's now a 73 imp match with 13 boards to go.
Yeah, it's huge. It was actually that board we just played. North South did reach 3 no trump, and it made in the other room. It was a diamond by Gavin, 2 no invite by Chris, 3 no by Gavin on the 13 count. And
So Chris just buried the spades entirely.
yeah,
That's a real state of the match action, but I like it. The hand is so soft. If you have even a 9 card spade fit, maybe 3 no is fine. With an 8 card spade fit, probably it's better.
right. Yeah, T.F. Richards, the other semifinal is already over. They conceded. So Fleischer's on to tomorrow's final. Well,
Was I think 110-ish imps ahead. So
this
all right, we'll see.
so this is a
Fine, right?
hand.
Yes. I mean, they'll have to guess the heart to make it.
Yeah, but have you paid attention to Cran's actions on this deal?
No. Oh, I see. They didn't have to call. I think that's actually kind of. I like it. Opposite a strong club, you generally want to be bidding with your pre-empty hands, but passing with your strongest hands because it's not your hand, right? So you can just get into trouble when you have defense. Like it looks silly here when you have a 10 card spade fit, but this is kind of a standard principle of bidding against strong clubs.
Well, 5 rounds of spades, and as you say, he may well have to guess the hearts.
Yeah, I think, transactions actually look kind of normal to me, as strange as they look in a vacuum.
I
Like for this
guess.
reason, right? I mean, you're red white. You were just giving the opponents a free shot at you, and instead you've got a free shot at them.
Well, look, if they doubled one spade, best of luck, guys. I have six tricks in hand. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's true that if you think no trump is always sided on your right, then you don't need to overcall a spade.
Right.
I mean, the problem
And
is we might want to compete. So if this is a part score deal, which I think is pretty likely given that right hand opponent and I have equal strength hands, maybe we should be bidding. And spades is the master suit.
yeah, I think, against that though, if it starts like a club pass, a diamond pass, a something, yeah, maybe you don't come in, but um, if it starts like a hard focus, maybe you can come in now, and that'll show you have a strong hand because you didn't overcall the first time. So it also puts your partner in the picture.
I mean, I think one spade shows a good hand over a strong club. Like you preempt two spades with all your preempts.
I mean, do you though? Like king, queen, 10, 6 and out, red against white. Are you really bidding two spade, but you sure love to stick one spade in?
Would I? I don't know if I would bid one spade
Maybe,
with
but
that. Yeah.
I mean, you'd want a singleton or something, or king 10, I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. I think passing is fine there when the hand is that strong. And also, by the way, when you have as many as 15, that probably does increase the chance of a strong no trump on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the stronger your hand is, the weaker theirs is. So, their most likely weaker hand type is just 17, 18 balanced.
Well, Greco has a big hand here. So a heart, two clubs, two hearts, two spades, showing a heart raise, artificial heart raise. Two no trump is a minimum opener. Quick question for YouTube because I don't really understand why this has been happening regularly. Why are people's messages being retracted? Do I have some sort of like auto mod thing, or are people like deleting their own messages? I I just don't know. Please inform me if you understand what I'm talking about.
Greco and Hampson have a slam here, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean Greco has a prime 19 and partner has opened.
Yeah, and I guess they can't make seven because they have only one thing to pitch, two black suit losers. But with the spade finesse, six is pretty easy. I know six, either hearts or no trump.
I wonder if three hearts is a serious slam try in this auction. So I'm just thinking maybe Jeff is required to cupid four diamonds on his way there to four hearts.
And he has found a different incorrect spelling of artificial. This is artificial.
Okay, so three no for them or three spades. One of those would have been a serious slam try. So four diamonds is a non-serious. I actually really like that. Thanks, Johan, for letting me know. Because this is an auction that sounds to me like Greco often has like just enough to like almost force
Oh
slam.
no.
Ooh.
Yeah, kind of a weird way for the auction to peter out.
Wait,
Like,
is slam even good? Hold on, I didn't even look at this. You just said they had slam and I stopped thinking about the actual hand. Slam's not good, is it?
I mean, it's not bad, right? Because you can pitch a spade on a diamond and then lead a club toward the queen 10. And now, if you pick up an extra trick in that, you're done. And if you don't, you can still have the spade finesse.
Unless they lead a spade at trick one.
Unless you do the spade trick one, but then you're still in the spade finesse.
Okay, fair
So,
enough.
so from south, it's really good, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And by the way,
Ooh.
like not often, but the Jack 10 9, Jack 10 third of diamonds could fall.
Hold on, do we have a match on our hands? Probably not. But do we have a match on our hands?
We've got more of one.
11 imps. It is currently 26 to 3 in favor of Rosenthal. We're almost at the point where I want to put up a prediction. All right, Greco opens a precision club.
Is, so often what happens is when you swing on, this kind of state of the match, like you win 5 or 6 10 swings your way, but lose 2 back the other way, or lose 4 back the other way, and
Yep.
And it doesn't end up. They're in better shape than they were a couple of boards ago.
It's true. It's 57.
Even on a per board basis, and it's 5.7 imps a board instead of the. What was it? It was 80 coming in with 15 boards to play, so 6 imps a board. Yeah, but
that's 5.3 imps a board.
We're allowing 10 boards left, but there's actually 11 boards left.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 clubs, puppet to 2 diamonds, 3 no trump from Hampson. Looks like this is just his way to show a minimum after his positive response to the strong club.
Yeah, so this certainly is not what the Rosenthal team was looking for, is a quiet, normal 3-no trump. Whether or not it makes, it's just not a big imp hand.
Yeah, so let's see. Declare is going to go after clubs. He has 3 spades, 2 hearts, and 2 diamonds if he doesn't plan clubs, so he has to plan clubs. Play club to the jack. Maybe ducked?
I don't think so, because Cran's hand is so weak. I think he has to put a spade on the table, hoping his partner has more stuff in spades and less stuff in the other suits.
Yeah, king, jack, 10, 4th of spades or something.
It's unfortunate for the defense that Vince's hand is, an honor in each suit instead of a bunch of honors in the suit he led.
Right. So the declarer is going to score 3 clubs, 3 spades, 2 hearts, and a diamond, probably.
I may even score a 10th trick somehow, depending on what happens.
All right, other room did bid make 3 no trump.
All right, now it's 5.7 imps a board.
Yes, now it is. I mean, I wonder if Cran's ducking the ace of clubs would have had some chance for Declara to go wrong. I mean, I think it certainly would have. If Declara tried to cross back to hand with like a diamond hook, Vince wins and now puts another spade on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, that does seem like a natural way to play the hand at that point.
Mm-hmm. That was a weird play. Oh, it wasn't a weird play. Never mind. If spades are 5-2, he wants to put Cran on lead for the 4th with the 3rd club. All right, I'm back on board.
Yeah, he has a guaranteed entry to dummy with the hearts. And
yeah,
doesn't need to duck it.
Yep. And he's going to set up hearts for his tricks. So,
right, that too.
There's a diamond pitch. Heart over. Vince can cash the last spade, but that will be a 4th trick for the defense. No 5th trick in sight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so ducking, hoping that Declare only has king double 10 of hearts and he can deny him an entry.
Mm-hmm.
But then West is going to be unplayed anyway.
Yep, 600. No swing. All right, 10 boards to go. Well, if Greco keeps picking up strong hands... Really? Are they 15 to 17ers? They aren't.
I mean, there's no way he must just be downgrading or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's no way they play 15 to 17 like a strong club. At least not for a seat white red.
They've been playing 14 to 16 all day. Okay, theory. He's trying to push with the other room. Maybe.
Maybe, although that's a dangerous way to try to do it, right? Because in the other room, 15-17, you're not going to, because North is going to be pushier, but here, North is just going to pass most of the hands that you would want to be bidding more aggressively opposite 17.
Right.
Like if, North is a 9 count, it's the opposite of pushing the board. He'll play 1-no trump, and the other player will play 3-no.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get to play 3-no if you open to strong club.
All right, heart return. Declare was just safely setting up his 7th trick in diamonds. And
I mean, it actually is possible he's trying to swing it in a different way, which is if he thinks of the other table, they're going to upgrade and open something or even 2-no to push to a game. Now he's guaranteeing a plus score when they might wander into a stupid minus at the other table.
Mm-hmm. Well, pass a diamond. The guys are playing quickly. I think this tends to happen in matches that you understand you're just playing out for show.
Right. I mean, there's another potential double-digit swing in the next few wars. You might see these guys buckling down a little bit.
That's true.
Also, remember the broadcast is sped up because of the initial delay.
Yeah, but it's only sped up 5%.
It's it's going to make everything look a little quicker.
Yeah.
So Kraniak makes the entirely normal and automatic 1 heart overcall.
Fair.
And West got to make a weak 2 heart raise, which is a perfect method to have on a hand like that. Vulnerable, he's got the maximum probably for that action. But it's nice to be able to slow partner down. Not that partner needed the help slowing down here.
Yeah, so Ace of Hearts, he's going to get a discouraging signal. Or maybe he's getting a suit preference for club signal.
And it looks like in the other room, 11 and Weinstein had a pretty big result, getting to play 3 diamonds and making it.
East-West?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it always makes only have 4 top losers, but there's some work to do.
Yeah. Okay, well, Cran got the signal and has switched to diamonds. I don't know what the signal was, but... Heart continuation. I wonder if he wins the king here. He does. I like the king because if Declare happened to have... I'm not sure, then he might have some sort of weird heart guess on the next round of the suit. Jack 9 4th, right? Partner could have started with Queen 3rd.
Right, where you can lead the Jack to rough and pin the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so right. Yeah. Sounds very gone, but yeah. Also, who knows? Maybe, you'll just deceive partner or deceive Claire about the other high cards.
Okay, so Declare has some work to do. He probably knows the hearts are 4-3 at this point, so he can safely rough a heart low. He can cash the ace of diamonds to pitch a club. Heart rough low, ace of diamonds pitch a club, ace of clubs club makes a lot of sense to me. We can rough the 3rd club with the ace of spades, rough a heart with the jack of spades, and then take a spade finesse into East, who's going to be end played into giving us the king 10 of spades at the end. That looks pretty natural. All this line of play requires is that East has the spade queen, and we can claim. So that feels like a pretty good line. Oh, and hearts are 4-3. But I think we know that from the auction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much more likely that Cran overcalled a 4-card heart than that Vince made this raise with a doubleton.
Yeah, especially a small doubleton.
Right.
Like maybe Vince would do it with king and one or queen and one or something, but not with 7-6 doubleton.
This has been a pretty high-scoring match so far. 542 imps and 112 boards, 111 boards.
Yeah, Fleischer Simpson was much lower scoring, although Fleischer has been higher scoring the past few days. Okay, he cashes the spade ace.
That seems fine, right?
Is this fine? So let's say we take the same line. Now, heart rough, ace of diamonds, pitch a club. Ace of clubs and a club. West
Well, couldn't you
wins.
have played, instead of cashing that ace of spades, how about heart rough, spade to the ace, heart rough? Also playing for the queen of spades to be an ace. And then play, then take the ace of diamonds. There's no hurry to take the ace of diamonds. The ace of clubs is an entry.
It's true that line of play also would have worked out fine. And then ace of clubs, club exit. Once again, like we effectively end play east until leading trumps into us. But this isn't good enough, is it? I think we're just down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't look like this has gone that well for Declare here.
So,
well, can he exit a low club here?
no, he can't. King of clubs, club rough, and then
Because I think on a high club he's just down.
okay, spade to the king. But now heart rough and then club and East has a trump coup against us. Yeah, this isn't good enough. I really like my plan. I generally like my plan. But wait.
Yeah, I mean.
Wait, 8 tricks for Declare? No, that's incorrect. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The match is over. Okay. Claim declined. Great.
You know what I wonder? I knew it'd be very atypical, but I wonder if Hampson lost a spot somewhere. Like he might have just maybe saw the 6 of spades at the 9 or something and thought all spades were solid.
Yeah, that's possible. Yep.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic, but so was the chosen line of play.
Yep. So Cran gets to open. I was thinking a no trump. Yeah, who would have thought? Castor prefers his own plan over.
A little surprising to me that Greco didn't overcall.
A spade? Vulnerable, Jack 10 fifth, up 50.
It is, I mean, yeah. It's not a great overcall, but yeah. You do have shortness in both red suits, so it might be important to get a competitive suit going.
Yeah, maybe just like damage control, I think. Partner's a passed hand, we can't have game, so at worst we lose 6.
We don't mind. Right, we don't mind going minus something, but we do mind going minus 1100.
Yeah, especially against this specific pair who is going to double you every single time.
That's a very good point.
Can I give the Rosenthal score before I get... Oh, no. See, this is a problem with YouTube sometimes. People, because you can pause the broadcast or lag behind, I think SHG, you are unfortunately about 30 minutes delayed yourself. Not confident, but feels like that might happen. Vince rebids his 5-card heart suit.
USB site and look for themselves.
All right, 8 of clubs lead. Not necessarily successful for the defense. Declare appears to have 2 hearts. A club, a diamond, a spade to lose at the very least. And that might be it, because now that the 8 and 10 of clubs are gone, Declare can set up the 4th club and dummy.
Yeah, so from here, declare can take two clubs and a dime, and that'll bring out to four. The ace of spades will be his fifth trick, and he'll have three trump tricks.
You know what? I wonder if this is
Yes,
going to work.
but this will still be win. This actually is going to be win seven. I thought sorry, win six for 230 for Cranovin. So barely losing pace with what they need, but still something.
Win 6, you said, for two hearts making two?
I think so, right? Because Chris and Gavin are plus 120, so 110 would be 230, which is six.
Yep.
And so he is just going to run this seven, forcing out the queen. So, and he has a spade trick now on power.
Yeah, the Jack of Spades coming back kind of promotes that 9-8 in Declare's hand. So now
Yeah,
he's
and of course,
good.
he
Doesn't.
Yep. All right, so 52 with seven to go.
Waiting for all tables to finish the neck. Come on, guys. There's no. We're all caught up. No, not again. Ah. How could they have messed up again? This.
Good question, to which I do not have an answer.
Does anyone have any idea if the Rosenthal team plans to stay together after this event?
So not this exact configuration, of course, because they have a trial deal, a cycle deal. But as far as I know, Chris, I'm sure would have told us otherwise. Their team is booked for the next cycle, as same Helgamo configuration it was last time around.
Yeah, so, right. Chris is kind of the odd man out on this team, and he already has other commitments.
What do you mean?
Well, you said Helgamo, right?
But playing for Rosenthal.
Oh, really?
Same team. So the team for the team for the previous cycle was Valenk and Helgamo, Aaron and Andrew, and I think Baca and Brokeland.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right, they were playing in the last Vanderbilt and Spingold, etc. And Chris has not told me that team is not continuing, so I believe that makes it a certainty that they are. So the only reason they're playing with this kind of pickup team here is because for the major NABC events, their team is for Scandinavia. Yeah, 3 Americans and 3 Scandinavians, so that doesn't work for the USBF trials.
Right. Okay. Fair. Then yes. Then I would say yes. The team is splitting up because I thought you meant like he and Helgamo were going to play with like Cran and Vince or something.
No. This team was just a one-off because the Spectre team broke up, leaving Cran, Vince, and Gavin all available.
Right. Yeah, of course. All right, we're back to.
Yeah, someone just push the button. Yeah, so Rosenthal, I don't know for how long, but for quite some time, has always had European players for the ABC events. I think Brokeland has been a staple of that team. There was Jan Jansma for a while playing with Chris. So as always, for the USBF, just looked for best available to fill out a team.
But I mean, just because I saw him in Gatlinburg, they were playing with Michael and Debbie Rosenberg in Gatlinburg. Was their team? They were four-handed. Him and Aaron.
Yeah, well, I think it's mixed team practice. Not 100% sure, but I know there is a mixed team for there is a Rosenthal mixed team. Chris is actually staying in Schaumburg. And maybe he'll come home for a couple of days, but I think he was inclined not to. And I think so. Last year, the Rosenbergers were on that team, so I would guess they are again.
Interesting. And let's see who is.
We can take a look.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look up.
Rosters are posted. Yeah.
So Rosenthal is.
Amber, I know, is not on the team, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's
she was
Chris
last year.
Valenkin, Jenny Wolpert is the partnership, Debbie
Right.
Rosenberg, Michael Rosenberg, and Andrew Rosenthal Migri is the team.
Yeah. So yeah, and Andrew, like basically, I think as long as Andrew continues playing bridge, I believe Chris and Aaron will always have jobs. Like they're close friends as well as his professional teammates.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of good teams. So I did a practice match against the Ding team the other day, and yeah, I think they were correct that they wanted to get some boards in, but everyone on that team is really strong. Um, the Lewis team looks like it's a fairly strong team to me. The Millens team, I'm not sure how Joan plays, but the front four are really excellent, of course, and Rosenthal and Rubenstein again. Stewart, I don't know how he plays, but the other players on the Rubenstein team are all very strong. Zhang also a very good team for this event. Sylvia, Daniel, Walden, Molson.
Yeah. So these are the mixed teams coming up that we will be seeing starting on Friday. Um, I can say Joan is a very weak sponsor. I played on
That
the
was
Millens
my
team for a little while.
Yeah, that was my impression, but I wasn't 100% sure. I think she has often played with Kevin Shan, right?
Yes, yeah. So originally, um, Joan was playing with Levy, Dan Levy,
Right.
as like Canadian thing that was going on, and since I was friends with Dan at the time, um, I played on the team for a little while with him and Joan and Gordy Zind, and then Shan came along, and
Oh
we
wow.
we played on a team with Shan I think once, and then I guess I think Joan liked Shan a bit more than Dan Levy, and so I don't want to get into it too much, but eventually, like she rotated pros, so
I say. Yeah, I haven't seen Gordy since well before the pandemic. I don't know whether he just dropped out of Bridge or we haven't crossed paths.
I feel like he might have just quit. Um,
Yeah, I kind of remember. I think he might have had a falling out with some other people in the game too. I kind of remember, just hearing something that he had like had a fight with some other person he was either playing or teammates with. So, maybe once he didn't have professional arrangements, then the pandemic kind of put everything on hold. And maybe we'll see him in Toronto since, you know, I think he's from the west coast of Canada. Is that right? But still sort of a hometown event.
yeah, actually, I don't know where he's from. I probably did at some point because I played a number of events with him. In fact, he's in my story. The next story time story we're going to
Oh yeah,
tell was me playing with Gordy.
good player.
Is it possible they conceded? Um,
It is not possible they conceded mid match.
yeah,
I
they're
believe that's not allowable.
no. Well, that was the Michael Camel story. The opponents
Well,
conceded mid match, but yes, I mean in general, that's just not a
there's
thing that
there's a
happens.
difference between conceding mid match in Gatlinburg or wherever it was, or in Reston, and conceding mid match in Schaumburg.
That's true. That's true. That's fair.
And I'll have to, since
Yeah.
I missed it, I'll have to watch it on YouTube or wherever you posted it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Daniel Levy, I haven't seen him in person in quite some time, but he showed up on your stream a few times and we chatted a little bit on Facebook Messenger at some point. So kind of nice to reconnect with him.
Oh, cute. I didn't know that he came on. I don't think I've ever seen him talk on stream. He never said hello. That was
Yeah, I think
rude.
he did. Yeah, no, I think he did, but his handle was something non-obvious, but like, either he messaged me or he just said something. I was like, oh, it's Daniel Levy.
Ah, okay, okay. I see. I didn't realize. Well, yeah, he was a good buddy back in the day as well.
Yeah,
Um,
Dan, if you're out there, out yourself.
you don't have to. You don't have to. Um, but yeah, I haven't talked to him in a long time. He would be a fun
Yeah.
person to reconnect with. I mean, there's a lot of people that I just like haven't seen because I've been out of the circuit for a long time. Um,
Yeah, and for me, with a lot of these people, like, I go to more tournaments than you, but it's not like I go to everything. But I'm a little more. I used to be more active on Facebook, and like I'm, Facebook friends with hundreds of bridge players, so it'd at least be a way to like see photos of their pets and like see where Adam Kaplan is traveling or whatever. But I kind of stopped using Facebook around the time of the 2016 election, when kind of went from like cat photos and photos of people's grandkids to like all political all the time. Like, if I want that, I'll go on Twitter.
Yeah, and
No,
most
really,
people
like
don't
that
want
was
that.
I used to. No, like I use Facebook to keep up with people's personal lives, and I use Twitter to keep up with people's political lives and whatever. And then Facebook just went to all sharing memes about Donald Trump and the virus. I was like, all right, I'm just on here.
Yeah.
Like, I go on Instagram some, but I'm not really friends with bridge players on Instagram. So, I'm seeing a different part of people's lives there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Facebook, like, all I want to see are pictures of your pets. Like, but sure, like, when Facebook started, it was for life updates, and that was really nice. It filled a hole that hadn't been there, and kind of Twitter fit the hole. Like, kind of originally, obviously, it was like, really dumb ephemeral stuff, and then it kind of mutated into a news sharing site, and that was a really nice division, and those lines got blurred, and, I didn't really have room in my life for both.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Oh no, the delay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is there an appropriate channel for bearded dragon pics on Discord? I think it's in. should I should I make a channel for like pet pictures? Would people use a channel for pet pictures on Discord? I can make one. I figure like positive
Probably.
vibes might be the channel for it.
And you already have positive vibes, right?
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, I haven't made a ton of channels on the Discord. It's not super
Yeah.
active, but
I guess, yeah. I mean, you sort of have. Well, I guess Bar also could be that, right? Like, I feel like Bar feels to me like it's a non-bridge hand channel where like lol, what and other bridge content obviously are.
Greg would use the pet pictures channel, but probably not for what I think. Would you use it to post pet pictures? Because I would expect you to do anything other than what the channel description says. So you would really stick it to me if you followed the rules for once, Greg. You know what? I'm going to create the channel now. While we have like 2 minutes, because it took about 15 minutes for them to like do the catch up thing. I feel like we might be ready to play again in 4 minutes. Let's make a new channel. Pet pics.
So I'm finally opening your thing so I can follow along in the chat.
Um,
And I just wanted to hang around to see how sped up is when it comes back. Like it may be yakety sax time.
you think so? Okay. No, hold on. Maybe I can prepare the theme music. Um,
Now, can I get into trouble because you bought a yakety sax license but I didn't and I'm streaming?
ooh, yeah, fair question.
Is Benny Hill gonna come after me?
All that will happen for you is Twitch is going to mute your VOD. Oh my god, people were just like ready to start dumping photos.
Nice.
Wait, you're so right. You aren't doing what I would have expected. Wow. Look at my bewildered face. Also,
Gonna go in there without leaving the voice chat.
yeah,
All right.
also hold on a second. I can't tell if photoshopped or not. Like, is that a real cat?
Those look real to me.
Okay. All right. Believable. You are the
And
cat
there's
expert as a cat owner yourself.
I do follow some cat content on both Instagram and Twitter. Like, there's an account, Cats Being Weird Little Guys, and of course, Bodega Cats. The Bodega Cats, like, I assume they're a thing in other cities, but they are definitely a thing in New York City where every corner store has a cat to do with the mice, and they are all adorable.
I have to say, Shift, that little branch really looked like a snake to me. And so I thought you had like an iguana that was like trying to blend in with the background just to not get eaten by the snake that is also in the same cage. That would be a very dangerous collection of pets that you've put together. Okay, Greg. Greg was waiting for everyone else to dump their photos so that he could end with that one.
I could watch that all day. That's just adorable.
Oh my god. Also, why is it that all of my viewers have cats? You do understand that cat is no longer banned in the stream? Like the word cat, or cats, or kitten, or anything of that nature is no longer a banned word. I removed it from the auto mod.
What about Ralph Cats?
No, Ralph Cat's still also okay. You can type that in the chat.
My cat's like working from home changes it, but and cats, in a lot of ways, just a more practical pet because if you're out of the house all day, you just can't have a dog. Like cats are okay on their own for a few hours. Dogs need the company.
Mm-hmm.
And like whatever, like sure, like one time you can do it, but like you can't just 5 days a week have no one with a dog for 10 hours at a stretch.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can get walkers, but it's not having some stranger take your dog and 10 others out on leashes once or twice a day is not the same.
Yes, Richard, I remember you changed your screen name.
Yeah, when we're off here, I'll go on my phone and dump a couple of my cat photos.
Oh my god. Should I have just named this like cat pics? Is that what this channel is turning into? I was hoping like Brad has a dog. Where's Brad? Brad needs to post some dog photos.
All right, and I have a co-host for Wednesday who I imagine you wouldn't object to having joined from the start. Dana says she's available. So I guess Chris is not coming home because otherwise they'd probably want to do something to commiserate.
Yeah. Yeah, we can... Let me think about it, because I know 3 gets crowded. So...
Yeah, but it would only be for a few boards, right?
Well, let's see. It starts at 5 p.m., and I left last week at like 6:15 or so. So it would be like half of the set.
Oh, then, so why don't we just start on mine and, you do yours, and when you head out, just raid mine?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what my plan is to... Okay. See, dog photos, so much better. Like, you can have the dog walking your wife, basically. That's... That's a good one.
We got a snake photo, it looks like. Nice. I'm down with this.
Wait, there's a snake? I don't see the snake.
And it blends in, but not that well.
It blends in.
Shift posted a snake a couple minutes ago.
Oh, no, that's the iguana.
Oh, it's an iguana.
Yeah.
I just saw the head and thought it was a snake. Got it.
These are great. Thank you. Whoever suggested that we make a pet pictures channel.
I think that was basically you, right? I said I missed him on Facebook, and you said, I'm going to put it on my Discord.
Okay, yes. But you gave me the idea. Credit where it's due.
It's a bearded dragon. I thought that was a euphemism. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, whoever Jay is, I can't see anyone's like actual username on Discord. It's just that Discord like muted people, so everyone's turned into just dots now. But that bird eating your eye, that feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those alerts that like I was going to have to change my Discord name, or they were going to change it, but I could change it back, and I just like tried to figure out what was going on and couldn't and gave up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like, if your username is older than X, you got to do this thing, and if it's not, you got to do this other thing. I'm like, I just don't.
All right, we've gone over 15 minutes. Like, what is going on?
20 by my count, right? I see 1904, and it's been ticking down since that update.
Jesus. Okay, they do have the withdraw on the scoreboard.
Really?
They do have the WD on the scoreboard, yes. So, you know what they probably did? These fuckers. So, they probably...
I see Simpsons on the scoreboard. Oh, you on the? I don't see on the USBF scoreboard. You mean it's on the Lovebridge scoreboard?
Yeah, so what they probably did was they were just like, aha, okay, so they resume the match, right? Because they're just like, this one team withdrew. Like, let's just get the match on screen, and then they're like, what's not going to cause a problem? Updating the scoreboard of the match to type WD so that people know what's going on, and then boom, 30-minute delay.
Where do you see it? Because I don't.
On the scores, if you go to the running scores,
I see it, but what I see is Rosenthal 32-4 on the set, and I don't see a WD.
Oh, for Simpson Fleischer.
Oh, yeah. For Simpson Fleischer is there, right?
Right, but yeah, that hasn't been there the entire time. So I'm sure that's what has now caused us to be on break again.
Oh, I see.
Which is just awful.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow whether Rosenthal won 52 M's in the last 7 words.
Yeah, I mean, you can run off. I can text you again if it comes back on.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun hanging out, looking at people's pet picks, just see this little ridiculous from a bridge point of view.
That's true. Yeah, hey, Dan, you made it just in time as usual. Oh, wait, aren't you East Coast? Why does your job take until, like, 8 p.m. every day? I want competitive bridge to be as good for streaming as chess has become, but we got a long way to go. I don't think it's... PJ. Yes, it is possible that happened. So Kurt and I have discussed this a bunch, and honestly, this would be a really good interview question to ask. I might tell the interviewer to ask us this, because we're both quite knowledgeable, both about streaming, chess, and bridge. But it's really difficult because bridge is not... the main obstacle is that bridge is not easy to teach to a new viewer, right? Like, I've had a couple of viewers come into the channel, like on YouTube specifically today, but like throughout my entire streaming career, I've had a bunch of people come in and be like, hey, what's this game? Explain bridge to me. And I'm just like, how long do you have? I can give you the 2-hour rundown on the rules, but then you still wouldn't understand anything on screen because there's all these conventions that people play, and then there's carding, and there's a lot of new terminology that I use. And so, like for chess, a new person comes onto the stream and sees like a bunch of people drawing arrows, and they're like, here are the rules to the game. The horsey moves like this. Everything else moves in a straight line. Go. And you're like, oh, cool. Now I understand the rules. I might not be very good, but I can see that, like, we're taking the other guy's queen, and that has to be good for us. Bridge doesn't have stuff like that.
A 3-year-old, a 3-year-old can learn how chess pieces work, and they do.
Yeah. Wait, I call this a career? Okay, look, it is a streaming career because, like, it might not be a job. It feels like a job, though. This last week has felt like a job. I'm working a 10-hour shift every day. 8 hours, 8.5.
Yeah, very good point, too.
Yeah, more people play chess.
People play chess at some point, yeah.
It's introduced in schools. Like, I learned chess because I transferred to a public elementary school from a private school, and there was a chess club, and like my friends took me to chess club, and in fact, my friend that I am, well, he's here. That this is his place that I'm staying at. He was the one who like took me to chess club when I was 8, and that's how I learned to play chess. Like I also learned bridge because I got dragged to a bridge club in school, but it was in high school, and it's very atypical. I went to a very unusual high school where they had these like after school clubs for nerds as opposed to like after school clubs for like dance troupe and bodybuilding. I don't know what else it would be, but yeah.
Does TJ have a football team?
Yes. In fact, TJ's football team was like, okay, just other than the one time that our punter lost 12 yards on a punt, not because there was a punt return, but just because he kicked it behind him like 4 or 5 yards and then it went out of bounds. Our football team tended to be like actually decent. Just because like we came up with smart plays and stuff, and like in general, it's not like our athletics was all that much worse than the other kids at the time. I'm reading comments in chat.
Yeah, as am I.
You hate the college sports players have always said to have a career. I
mean, they effectively are a professional athlete. It's just the school gets their paycheck instead of the players.
Well, not anymore. This is a big thing. Like, well, a couple of...
But not for the best players, but not that many college players are going to get an income, is my guess. The best players will, for sure.
I think a lot of them do. Well, the thing is, so... Okay, I don't know enough about this to really comment on it. What I do know is that college players get to effectively get sponsorships and stuff and get income.
Right, they own their likenesses, yeah.
Yeah. So if they're playing for a school that isn't giving them whatever a good enough contract is in that regard, they can transfer schools at this point, which has happened quite a few times.
Yeah. But you're talking about the elite players and, like, not the guy who's, you know, even on a top Division I football roster but never going to get drafted. Like, that guy's probably... Maybe he'll get a small stipend from one thing or another, but the money isn't going to be meaningful to him. But the money will be meaningful to, you know, the guys who are going to be first-round picks.
Yeah, for sure. And Greg wishes that he could have sold his likeness in college. It would have made a good bobblehead, I think. Yes, I agree.
I agree with that, yeah.
And Dartmouth men's basketball team is pursuing unionization. Wait, it is?
Williams actually had a professional, you know, guy who's in the NBA, but it was, you know, there was some weird convoluted circumstance to it. Nate Robinson played a couple of years with Williams before transferring to Div 1.
Zapsniff says his pet peeve is Americans saying football instead of American football, I guess. So, a weird story, because I've been to some European countries, like quite a few. Obviously, some of the more major ones where American soccer is called football is a big thing. But, for example, Ireland, where I would have expected that football meant soccer, football to them means Gaelic football, which is a completely different sport. They call European football soccer, and they thought it was weird when I asked them why they did that. They were just like, what do you mean? Like, of course this is called soccer. Why are you surprised, you stupid American? So I'm surprised by that. Not all European... I originally thought that like all European countries basically called it football. Yeah, where you use a foot to kick the ball. The American version is hand egg. It's like the American version is pig flattened.
Yeah, so I don't I mean, I'm not much of a sports historian, but from what I remember about football, the invention of the forward pass was like a thing. There was like a period in football when there was no forward pass, and I'm guessing there was more kicking before that.
Hmm.
Like probably also more running, but maybe that's like just the weird accident of history that has it called football.
Sure.
Yeah, I think, and SJ, same as when Americans go to France and get the menu and the entrees before the plat principal.
Yeah, because it's just a starter.
Yeah, that's one. Like, I do know a lot about food history, and that's one I actually don't know the origin of that. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, and in American football, like, probably grew out of rugby in some way, right?
I
I feel
think
like there's,
that's how it
probably some
worked.
common history. Yeah. So maybe like rugby with, less scrum and more kicking, and then they were like, oh, well, it's a different game, and we're using our feet a lot as football.
Holy crap! Uh, November 6th, 1869 was the first football game. 1869?
I would guess like Harvard versus Yale or something like that.
It was Rutgers against Princeton.
Rutgers and Princeton. Well,
Um, but okay, they say that it wasn't until the 1880s that players who played rugby started transforming it into American football.
yeah, and I think the forward pass was developed in like the 1920s or something. Like maybe early back because the NFL existed before then, but the invention of the forward pass was sometime after 1869. I know that for a fact. That's when was the forward pass invented? Let's see what Mr. Google can tell us.
We're past a 30-minute delay right now. Hold on. Has anyone posted more
Yeah, the
pet
first legal
photos?
forward pass was in 1906. So there was almost 40 years of football before someone thought to throw the ball. So I think that's why it's called football.
Yes, fun facts about Princeton. Greg has all of them because he went there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that I knew. So Rutgers actually, I think, has often gone by the College of New Jersey as well as Rutgers. But yeah, I guess they tried to, ditch the Rutgers.
There's a
But yeah, when
final
Princeton was
score on the
founded, it was the
USBF
College of New
site.
Jersey.
All right. We can I mean, I'm happy to stay in chat. Let's
Yeah, no, Schmeeble, unfortunately, it can be that long because leverage is broken.
good lord. Where do I find the info? Semi-final
Um,
results.
yeah, Rosenthal picked up 26 to lose the match by 53, 54 imps.
Yep. Here we go. So final
Okay.
score 317, 263. Salutes to Gavin and Chris's team and the Rosenthal squad. They were unable to pull through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a respectable first time outing, but, obviously sucks to lose by a relatively small margin.
Yeah, Stiff King offside. That is also one of my favorite photos in the pet thing. God, that bird like grooming your eye. That's a good one. Dogs playing tug of war. It's a gif of the the dog walking the person. That's so good. That was a good channel to make.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, the positive vibes. It's not nearly as positive vibes as that thing.
That's that's true. That's true.
So I think on that, I am going to sign off since there's no more bridge
Cool.
moment.
All right.
Yeah, so
Thanks.
my afternoon tomorrow is also, late morning slash afternoon tomorrow is clear. So let me know what you got going on, and possibly it'll change for me as well.
Sounds good. Okay.
All
Thanks,
right, cool.
Craig.
Catch you later.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, chat. So we know who the final is. It is Nickel against Fleischer. And that should be fun. We'll get to see, as people have said, the pairs who are leading the Butler going up against each other. You believe we were waiting Simpson and Fleischer to finish the boards? No, not quite. Not quite. All of the scores are over. Fleischer has won. Simpson withdrew after the 7th set, being down over 100. And Nickel and Rosenthal basically played a speedball in the final segment just because that match was all but over as well. So good attempt by Rosenthal to make a little bit of a comeback towards the end, but not quite good enough. No delays for the final, unless the other table in the same match also is super slow. But while Bobby and Steve could be a little bit slow, Greco and Hampson could also be a little bit slow. Joe and Brad are pretty quick, and I think John and Kevin are also pretty quick. I think Marty and Chip could be a bit slow. So it's definitely possible that we might see some slow play from the pairs, but hopefully there won't be too much delay, if any at all. But there will be a 2-day final. Hello, Sack Mate. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. I think we're about to wrap up stream for today, but we will be back again tomorrow, of course, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. I mean, I could stick around and speedball the Plat Star. Maybe I could stick around and speedball the Plat Star. I feel like there wasn't a lot of interest in doing that earlier, so I'm probably just going to skip it and take the evening off and chill is going to be my plan. Yes, please keep posting all of your pet photos in the new Pet Pics channel on the Discord. This is an exciting way to get people interacting about, something. And you can all put hearts or LOLs or something like that. Will we get someone in chat calling Nickel Wash the whole way through to keep them humble? So I think Matt was busy over the weekend. He said that he was playing a tournament. I don't know if he was around today, but hopefully he'll be back to let us know just how terrible Nickel is. As they continue to win team event after team event against strong world-class opposition. It would actually be amazing if Nickel beats Fleischer, because people were like, oh, they haven't had any good results in years in these events. Well, how could they possibly be the 1 seed over and over again? If there's slow play, it's always going to be Greco's fault. It still could be Greco's fault even if he's not playing. People will be thinking, what would Greco do in this position? I could see that happening. Okay, I am going to shut down stream now. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. As always, love having the chat here to interact with while I'm streaming. Makes it way more fun for me, and I assume for all the viewers as well. And we will be starting up again tomorrow for a 2-day final, where unfortunately I'm going to have to miss out on the last segment. Well, maybe. Remember, I was able to return for the last couple of boards last week, the 8th segment, and if they play a little bit slower, we might be able to catch the tail end when I get home from my improv class. But I'll do my best to make it back and turn stream on for the last few boards of that. Or maybe I'll head over to Craig's channel if he's doing a thing. But we'll at least be checking out the entire day tomorrow. Don't know if Craig will join me in the morning. Maybe Michael will as well. I mean, maybe someone else will. I'm not entirely sure. But that'll be fun. And then we will see all 4 sets tomorrow. Wednesday, a little bit more difficult for me to stream in the evening since I have a class. But we'll figure it out when we get there. Thanks for hanging out. I do plan on putting up a YouTube poll about which players to watch tomorrow. So head over to the YouTube channel in about 30 minutes or tomorrow morning or whatever it is, time frame for you all, to vote in that poll if you care about who we are going to be kibitzing in the second segment, as well as which table or which partnership to watch for the first sets. So thanks as always, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you all